Hi, we're doing, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Ron Swanson. We are joined today by a panel of fabulous ladies. We've got Dr. Ruby, Paula M, and of course the one and only Barbara Stoyanonff. And we're going to be delving into the dark side of fame, whether it's modeling, the music industry, Hollywood, and delving into the minds and crimes and allegations across the board. But before we do that, Paula M, how are you? How have you been? Tell us how you are.
I am great. I told you, I'm out of dialysis. I'm ready to take down people. I'm really,
Nice.
really good. I got a clean bill of health, no cancer. I mean, I can't get rid of the lupus, but it's controlled now. So I'm very, very happy. I'm always grateful, always grateful. And now we have a new puppy, so even better.
Right?
Well,
Yeah.
your puppy.
Yeah, yeah. We'll get to that. And Babz, how are you doing? You're no stranger to the channel either. How are you?
I'm doing great, Ron. I'm just happy to see you guys. Everyone's healthy and happy. And Paula, I'm glad you're back on track. We had the Lionsgate portal yesterday, 888. So
Oh, wow.
I hope,
True.
yeah. So I think good things are coming, for everyone. So I'm happy, you know.
Good, Babz. You're always a positive ray of light, shall we say? And a new face, Dr. Ruby. How are you? Please introduce yourself. Let us know who you are a little bit, and then we'll have a little bit of a chat.
So I'm Spanish. That's why you will see that my English is not very good. But I live in Rome from the past few years. As you can see, I'm a psychologist and psychotherapist as well. And I've worked in several countries, in Australia, in Canada, in London, mainly working with psychosis and with trauma. And then I got to make a new channel, Fame with Ruby, because I've got a Spanish channel called Fama with Ruby, because I really, really like cinema. And since I was a little kid, I was analyzing movies and the celebrities behind the movie. And at some point, when my adolescence became, and I started studying psychology, I understand that world was very dark. So instead of idolizing it, I started criticizing it. No, I don't know if I make any sense. Criticizing. So that's why I opened my channel to put, in light, all those how to say
behaviors.
See, those behaviors, yeah. They are dysfunctional.
Yeah. And yeah, we're going to delve into some very interesting cases this evening anyway, and see just exactly what your thoughts are. But listen, last week Paula and I were going through all of the weird blood stuff that's been going on. Perez Hilton, Ariana Grande. We were looking through some of Doja Cat. There's a lot of weird stuff, right? The music industry has some oddities, and one of you, the side chat people were like, you need to go and take another look at Justin Bieber's Yummy video. And of course, I've done that. And, when you're on a channel like this and there's so much that lands, especially during when the Diddy case was out, there's some things that fall through the cracks. And this was one for me. And I don't know if any of the people on any of you guys on the panel know where I'm going with this or what the hidden messages are. But when it comes to someone like Justin Bieber and these child stars, it seems to have taken place through this part of history where parents had no problem signing over the parental control of their children to these artists. And for me, I thought that was really weird when I found that out in the Diddy case. How prevalent was that, Barbara, in the modeling agency with people, and their children, young adults, teens, when they go on jobs like this? Is there a certain amount of liability that gets handed over to the person that's booked the job in the same way as in the music industry, or was that simply not the case?
Well, when you're in the industry, you want to do your best to make it, and you want to, start making money, and you want to be you want to be you want to be a superstar, and you want to put your best foot out there. So you get introduced to different people, such as Justin Bieber. He got introduced to Diddy after he made it on, I think, was it MySpace that he made it big?
Very likely, yeah.
So I think as a young kid, and the parents, once they see somebody invited you to come to their studio to work, your eyes are, open wide, and you're just super excited and stoked. So the last thing on your mind, you're thinking somebody wants to take advantage of me.
Right. Right. And, when it comes to what we're about to discuss, and people saying there's hidden messages in the videos and the artwork and messages of these child stars who've now grown up a little bit. This is the first part of this music video where we have children. And listen, I'm just going to say it as I see it. I mean, to me, this is them saying children are our entertainment, right? They're here to
Yeah.
perform. They're our entertainment. And it's interesting because when we look at music videos, everything's handpicked. Everything is there by somebody's meticulous design and craft. And hidden messages like this, how common do you think they are, Ruby, throughout music videos and the industry?
Well, I think they all have hidden messages, so almost then. Overall, as you said, the people who have been grown as a child, as a products, they have to somehow process that trauma that they've got. Because, for example, we are talking about Justin, that he is the clear example of what happened with a child when he became a global product before he is a person. I mean, he was found when he was 13 years old. You have to imagine yourself when you were 13 years old, what happened to you, no? There is fame, money, and the whole team on adults that is telling you what to do and how to do it. But the problem doesn't come just from there. Are those adults that they are supposed to protect you, they abuse you and they exploit you. And is what Didi did to this guy, Didi and the whole industry.
And, just to give you an idea, I mean, here's a 2011 Justin Bieber calendar image. He's so young, right? And what do we say, right? Just before I skip on to the next part, Dr. Ruby, what's your take on the parents that are facilitating the access to children like Justin Bieber? And I'll come to you after, Paula.
The majority of the cases that I've been studied, type Michael Jackson, Macaulay Culkin, or wherever, all these kids, the parents wanted to exploit those kids just for money, for fame, and for luxury. And in many, many of the cases, they separate when they are in the adulthood, no? Even it happened with Britney Spears as well, and with her father. So I think it's a common trait of parents that are, I will say, Machiavellic parents, and with psychopath traits, because they don't have empathy for their kids. They put themselves first, no, and the kids second, and they don't understand the damage they are doing to them. For example, to put something in contrast, I've been studying in Harry Potter crew, no? They started when they were very, very, very small. These kids couldn't be filming more than 4 hours a day. They had to go to school. They have tutor. So they were really protected by their parents and with a signed contract. This happened, I don't know, like 10 years ago. But with these kids that we are talking about, like Ariana Grande or Justin Bieber or Britney Spears or any of those kids, this didn't happen. And I would put these parents in jail, because at the moment that I put my kid in a studio and my kid comes back a bit silenced, demoralized, doesn't want to talk to me, has changed some kind of behavior, you are the parent. You have to you have to check on your kid and say, are you well or not? It's fine that you are making music, I love that you make music. You do it for you. You don't do it for fame. You don't do it for money. You do it for you. We can stop at the moment as you want, And talking to those people too. So if my kid is gonna go to Diddy Combs, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna say, who is this Diddy Combs? And I'm gonna have a conversation with him, of a couple of conversations. I'm gonna do a research on him. I'm not gonna just drop my kid into the devil.
We have to then, right? Because everything you've said there is exactly what every parent would do, right? They would do a lot of research to delve into stuff. So really, right? And I'm going to pass this one to you, Paula. Are we looking at parents who just turn a blind eye for the fame and the money?
Well, we were talking before we got on, like we were making a comparison between Barbara, and we were talking about people who sell their souls to the devil for fame, and that depends on what's important to you. Like I said, I was just putting Barbara as an example because Barbara was at the top of the food chain. She still is at the top of the food chain, but Barbara chose not to sell her soul like Naomi Campbell. You don't see Barbara with a one-eye house or one-eye island given by an oligarch somewhere, or or you don't see Barbara being convicted of crimes like Naomi Campbell, or really being abusive or getting herself banned from charity, because this is where we are with this kind of woman. But she's world famous. She's world famous. But Barbara chose herself. She chose with her mother, of course. She had a good mother. You said that you had your mother, Barbara, if I remember correctly, that your mother was protecting you. There you go. Your mother was protecting you. Your mother was your guide. You had somebody who was looking out for you, saying, I know you want to be a model, but we're going to have boundaries that keep you safe, or that keeps you okay. You're not going to be Naomi Campbell, but you're going to be Barbara. You're going to be equally successful, but you're going to have your soul and your well-being. So it comes down to the person. It comes down to the parent, because at the end of the day, a child is a child.
Yeah.
Childs don't know any better. That child, they will keep eating sweets until the parent says enough. So I believe that everything is up to the parent, and as a parent, you transmit those values to your children. And Ruby, like you were saying, can you imagine, for example, Justin Bieber coming home? Let's say he was allegedly abused or whatever, and your mom doesn't care. She doesn't ask you how you are, or she doesn't care. She doesn't want to know. Most of these parents know abuse is ongoing, but they don't want to know, because if they do, they will have to do something about it. I don't know if it makes any sense.
They ask other questions. They ask, oh, who do you meet? What do you do? Where do you go? How many celebrities have you met? In which places have you been? Which champagne have you tried? They ask other type of things, because, and this is the point that I didn't say before, most of these parents are frustrated because they wanted to have that life from themselves, no? Like Hannah Montana. What is her called? Hannah Montana?
Amanda Burns?
No, I know who you're talking about. What's her name? Miley Cyrus.
Miley Cyrus. Yeah, she even said it. Her dad was the one pressuring her to go into the music industry. She liked it, but it was the dad, because the dad wanted to be a musician, no, a famous musician. He was frustrated. He was not, so he put the daughter there. So there we have people who are being pushed into the industry. So I feel these parents are, to my point of view, they should be in jail. No?
Yeah, just while we're throwing parents under the bus, I would quite like to throw Michael Jackson's father under the bus as well. Just while we're doing that, just honorarily mention.
Yeah. I wanted to ask something to Barbara. I wanted to ask something because Barbara, you said that your mom was strict in a nice way, that she was always looking out for you and stuff like that. Did she ever pressure you or anything like that, or did she just help you or guide you towards how you wanted, like, to be in your life when you went through the modeling thing?
Yeah, it was actually all me. I loved acting, and I was doing beauty pageants, and my mom was behind me all the way, and whatever I wanted, she supported me. My mom was also an opera singer in Europe, so she toured, and she knows that, that lifestyle. She said that she had to cater to a lot of men, especially the one guy from Cuba. She said he was always in Germany, and all these politicians were always at dinners with women, Eastern European women. So my mom warned me about the industry. She just said, be very careful when you're going in the industry. There's a lot of big dogs.
Nice.
So I was also a little bit naive and green. So I think, like, if I did know how bad it really was, I probably would have quit, just out of my own fear. But I think it was best that I didn't know what was really going on. I knew there was like bad men and they wanted to sleep with you to get to the top, but I didn't realize how demonic it was.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how dark it was at the time. I thought it was just, there were people that were highly sexual. So I was under the impression, these men and women are highly sexual beings. So now I'm to the point where it's a spiritual issue. These people are dark triad personalities. They're not. They don't have a normal mindset. And they have demonic spirits inside of them. I mean, we saw firsthand Perez Hilton last week having an episode. I mean, I wouldn't want my
Is that what we're calling it now? Is it an episode? Is that what we're putting it down at? That was poetic, Barbara. Carry on.
I mean, it's just so bizarre. And I think maybe was he was definitely under some sort of demonic presence that was overtaking him. And I think he was trying to send a message to his handlers. And just the fact that so many people are talking about it and trying to look at the video, I find it a little bit bizarre. And I think it's some sort of it's like they want us to look at it, and I refuse to give it the energy of, talking about it with my friends, because that's what they want. And then we have Ariana Grande, who has a chainsaw.
Oh, I've got
Um,
some images I can bring up, Bab. Just give me 3 seconds and I'll load one in.
yeah. So
A black and white.
So I feel like they're using that as a ritual through the social media. Now they're grabbing our attention through social media because they're coming to the end of their cycle, is what I'm feeling, because everybody's catching on now to who's who. So it's fine for me. I'm happy to see them crumble.
Babs, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, but
Right? Ariana Grande's new video was the first
This
time
is crazy.
where I'm going to be honest with you. That could have been somebody with a chainsaw unaliving 4 people off camera.
I know.
I'm just saying, like, when we look at the Doja Cat stuff, right? Like, clearly, woman in makeup, right? Right? It's weird. It's demonic, and the
Yeah.
same with the Katy Perry Scorpion stuff. It's
Yes.
clearly it's storytelling CGI, right?
Yes,
But
and in the
this, I
industry,
just don't
but
know.
see, but what we're seeing now in the industry is called the divide. Now you're seeing this spiritual battle, I think, and they're crumbling, they're losing. So as you can see, look how desperate they are. It's disgusting. I'm
wild.
laughing at them because we're winning, you know.
It feels like that. I'm not going to lie. It feels like Hail Mary efforts that are taking place here.
Ruby, you want to say something? Ruby, what were you going to say?
Yeah.
I just wanted to highlight a bit that Ariana Grande was a star in Broadway at 13 and was already in Hollywood at 15. So this girl has been exploited, abused. They've done rituals to her. Cynthia Erivo to me is an evil. She did something to her that why she lost so much weight. She has her in control the whole time. I feel, I don't know. For me, I feel sorry for her. I know in her other life she's not doing the right. She doesn't have the right behavior, but I think these people has lost. I studied something in psychology that is when you get in the peak of your fame, when you start in your fame, 13, 12, 13 or 14 or whatever year it is, your brain development stops. So we have to see Ariana as if she was 13 years old, not almost 30.
Here's the thing, right? We're going to get on to Ariana Grande because this is another troubling episode in our life. And we're going to get to all this, right? Sorry, the dog is just...
Who's that guy?
That's Dan Schneider. You're going to learn all about Schneider. I need to get back to Bieber, right? And then we'll circle back.
Okay.
Here's one thing I noticed, right? This sandwich is meant to be a face, right? It's basically 2 green olives. What you'll see later turns into a black olive with a pickle, like a tongue hanging out. But for some reason in this scene, it's a red cherry, right? And we all know what a cherry symbolizes. And people are arguing that in this scene, it starts off and pans round to Justin putting this slice of bread in front of him to protect that part of himself. And there's so many bizarre moments around this table. The way that Justin's deciding to sit with his hands behind his head. This guy with the glasses, I'm sorry. Like this is some Epstein file like parody madness that we're seeing here. Do you know what I'm saying? It is very, very odd. And the reason that why are you laughing? Who are you talking to? Why is who laughing? There's 4 of us here, mate. Probably to deal with the horrific topics that we're talking about.
I just want to point something because somebody, I remember, we left a comment in one of our lives yesterday, that past week, Ron, that the song is called Yummy, but actually he wanted to say young me, the young me.
Yeah,
Oh.
I mean, hey, listen, I can definitely buy that.
No,
Okay?
no. And then there's a, well, because it doesn't, well, you got that yumminess, but you got that
The
yummy.
yummy. Oh
Yeah,
God.
it makes sense. Like I never thought that makes sense. I think there's something really bizarre about him eating this pudding. I've not quite figured out the message of that yet. And you can still see this red cherry throughout this whole scene.
What does the cherry mean?
Well, you know
Virgin.
when
It's a virgin. You lost your virginity.
your virginity, you're innocent.
Pop my cherry.
Pop your. Oh, I get it. Okay. See, I'm like, ugh.
It's just beyond innocence here, right? So do you see now the sandwich is turned round and it's now a black olive?
There is.
So the innocence is no longer protected and it's turned black. And I just want to point out as well, what are you going to take away from this? Nothing but candy inside this takeaway box. Okay? So it's weird. When you see it, it's like multicolored gobstoppers. It's bizarre, right? You can you just seen it there mixed in with you see the little pink balls?
Yeah.
One there, one there, one there.
What year was this video?
2020.
Wow. So I guess he was still under Diddy's influence at that time.
Yeah. Yeah, I apologize. Don't worry. Listen, you got to remember, like, especially with me, Ron's been hunting these monsters for close to 10 years, profiling and giving just
I
the
gotta
most
say something too, because I find it really odd. Okay, it could be for financial, obviously.
That's definitely
But
black.
Britney Spears and Justin Bieber, they sold their music for hundreds of millions. I guess they just wanted to cut loose from the past.
Could have been.
They sold their rights to the old music, and now like Justin Bieber's making new music and stuff like that. But it's like almost like let go of it. But of course they made a pretty dollar. But Britney Spears sold her albums and the album rights, and the same thing with Justin Bieber. It's really interesting.
Who bought it?
Oh. Insert evil million billionaire franchise here. We'll Google it, Babz. But look, I just want to point out that is definitely a black olive. So now that the innocence is no longer protected, it has turned black. And the fact that we have these increasingly unhinged, bizarre characters, like it's not like everyone is of the same walk of life. And I think that is reflective of just that is black, man. Right? Here. There's candy everywhere. Like it's really
if you look at that, he's young though, and all the people around him are old.
This is
why I believe when he says that yummy is young me. And I believe that there is something about it because they were eating him up, they were serving him on a platter. I believe that platter is him, and he was being served on a platter as a young Justin Bieber. The young
These people are disgusting.
Can you send me any links for Dr. Ruby as well, Paula?
Of
my
course.
WhatsApp, and I'll get the mods to share them out. Right. So listen. Also, right, when you have got things like lobster and other kind of delicacies, and there's candy everywhere, who's that for? Your other guests, right? Who are obviously into candy, which would be children, right? So, and this is just what I'm picking apart from going through this a couple of times. And here's the music industry getting thrown into it. It's a wild video when you start breaking it all down, especially when we start getting into.
And that's the thing. Like, I've been, I was in music videos and stuff. You don't know what's going on. You're just like, this is cool. Right. You're just happy to be there.
Yeah.
You're not even putting 2 and 2 together.
There's a baby pig on that table. I don't know quite know.
Oh, jeez.
But the old man stuck around. Don't worry, the old man will always be there.
And look, he's always alone. He's alone.
He's alone.
Yeah. So bananas. Okay. So just to let everyone know, I have looked through it, and Jamie Star. No, I didn't. I worked on this video. Oh, Jamie Star. I worked on this video, and if you must know, Yummy is code FYI. Is Yummy code for young guy, or what was it you said, Paula?
No, the sub left a thing that he if you really replace yummy for young me,
Young me. That was good.
then the whole lyrics make sense
Oh,
because if you say, well, you got that yummy, it's like people didn't know what that yummy was. But if you got
wow.
young me, you got the young me, the young me, and
Ooh.
you see that served on a platter. I found that a very insightful comment that they left,
Do
because
you know, that's blown my mind, Paula. I'd never thought of that. But the one thing that no one
neither
ever
had
talks
I.
about.
I mean, it was the subscribers that were, the chat was on
Wow.
fire. I met Justin Bieber in Oslo. He had a surprise. One of the billionaires of Norway organized a surprise concert outside the new opera house, and the girls were going like insane. This is what you say, Ruby, that really hit home with me, because he was famous before he was a person, because he was very young. And the girls had never seen anything like that. They had JB written there. They were fainting. They actually had to move him from the stage at the opera house, because so many came that the police was overwhelmed. So, and I met him briefly, and his mom was all over him, and it was an interesting meet.
Well, look,
Amazing.
the one video that stuck out for me, because I was
Yeah, I
impressed.
mean, I think that is just wild to me. I never even saw this video.
What's
Yeah,
this?
this
Benny
next one.
Blanco. Oh,
Who directed this video?
Which one? The
Lonely.
yummy,
Hmm?
yummy or lonely, yummy or lonely. The first one we just looked at.
Who do you know who directed this video? I'm curious.
1 second.
Well, it was written by Benny Blanco. It's Justin Bieber and Benny Blanco, who's married
Yeah, no.
to
This is a different track, right? So the director
Wow, that's
was
really close to home. Do you know who was the director
the
of the
director of the
music
first
video?
the director of the first video. I don't know if you can't hear me. It was Bardia Zanelli or something. I'm going to put it up on the screen here. So this is a lady that directed Yummy.
We should look.
Yeah.
We should
Yeah.
look into whoever directed it.
I mean, there's an interesting little group of directors.
Doja Cat again?
This is what I was going to say. There's an interesting group of directors that seem to be producing a lot of these. Now, look, just before we get off Justin Bieber,
The producer and directors,
no one
they know
talks
what's
about this.
going on.
I've been a depressed young man, right, this year, and I found solace in this Justin Bieber song, but it was the non-music video version. It was like an acoustic version, right? And this music video came out after Yummy, and it's called Lonely. And obviously, here's young Bieber alone. Just it's such a wild video that no one seems to read into what he's trying to say and what he's reflecting on here. Because in everyone else's eyes, right, he had everything. He was famous.
You know how he was discovered? He was discovered playing guitar with his mom by himself on MySpace. Like, look how long ago, because MySpace, I don't believe exists anymore. And somebody saw him, a music producer saw him, and they thought, what a cute kid. And I remember his hair became a thing. I remember, and he was like, oh, Justin Bieber's hair. Everybody was looking, getting their haircuts. But he was discovered on MySpace. He posted little videos of himself as a child singing. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think Usher discovered him.
Oh,
yeah, it was something like
and
that.
brought him to Diddy when he was 14.
And the mom didn't the mom sign the rights for a weekend to Diddy?
Yeah,
There's a
48 hours.
video
It's on
of
tape.
Justin and Diddy saying, "I'll buy you this car."
Yeah, we can see the
Ferrari
video of it. We can see that
Porsche,
video.
whatever it was. It's in the video when they were talking, and he's like, you're gonna be staying with me all weekend.
Yeah. And then he said, and we are not gonna tell you what we're gonna do. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
I don't even know what kind of parents hands over their kid to. My son is 25. I wouldn't hand him over to anybody at 25, even though he's like 6'2" and stuff like that. It's like I'm still protective. I would.
Mhm.
What do you mean you're a rapper? You want me to hand over the rights? It's like no. Go kick rocks somewhere, and come
Yeah.
back.
Before we start this live,
Oh God.
someone had made left a comment and
Question, this one.
Naomi Campbell was probably there because she likes him young too.
Well, she's the godmother to Diddy's children. And she wow, there's the car.
I can't
Oh
believe the
my
mother sold him for a car. That's terrible.
well, no, I mean, listen, let's get our facts straight here. So
and
this,
sometimes the parents don't really know what's going on. They just are like so enamored with the fame and fortune. They're like, yeah, sure, do whatever.
But
They
that's
don't
not an
ask any
excuse.
questions.
But
They
that's
don't
not an
like
excuse.
interview. They're
If
not
you
going to
don't
interview
know,
Diddy.
but if you don't know, you have to ask. No? I mean, are you gonna leave your kids 2 days with Didi? With a person that you don't know?
no. Well, this is the exact thing, right? Is the absolute madness of the mindsets of the parents that allow their children to get into these situations that so frequently lead to horrific abuse, and we're seeing it all unfold. It's happening in front of our eyes, like Barbara said. The industry is starting to collapse on itself, and listen, we've got a few things we need to cover, so we are going to
The
kind of rush.
problem, I just want to say something really
Yeah.
quickly. The problem with Hollywood falling, because I actually heard it somewhere else that Hollywood is falling,
Yeah.
is that something darker is behind it. Because when one monster goes down, another one rises that
Well, don't
learns
worry,
what happened to the
we're going to
monster
get
that
to it,
fell.
Paula. We're going to get to it. Don't worry, we're going to get to that. And the next thing I want to point over is how fame and fan bases can be used as a way to whitewash crimes away. Okay. Because if you've got, say, 10 million followers, okay, and you get accused of something, and you convince 80% of the people that either you're right or that they can sit on the fence, that's still 8 million people. Even if you get down to 40%, it's still 4 million people that are on your side, right? So it's this fishing net, this trawler style. The bigger the net you have, the longer you can survive, right? And the case that we're going to look into is the updates on the David case and the Celeste Rivas Hernandez case, because uh, I think Paula was laughing at the side chat there, just so you know.
No, it's just I called him. What's it called? The DVD. What's it called that I didn't know that was his name was
Oh,
David.
yeah.
Yeah, I called.
You were calling him D4. Anyway, you were boomering it, and it was legendary.
That's the guy who murdered the girl, right?
Yeah, we're getting to that. We're getting to. So obviously, when this case begun, it was a Tesla that was discovered with a disembodied young girl inside it, and the Tesla belonged to the rapper David, whatever you want to call him, and he put out multiple music videos where he was unaliving people, or maybe a couple of them. Sorry, we're going to look at them. He was bloodstained in them, and now we're hearing. Now, just stay with me. Now we're hearing he purchased multiple chainsaws, a large paddling pool, and dismembered this young girl with chainsaws. Okay. And then wrapped her up, stuck her. Paula, you're going to need to time these smiles way better, man. I'm talking
Well, I'm
about
just reading
dismembering
the
the girl.
chat. I'm
I
sorry.
get it. I get it, man.
I'm not going to read the chat. By the way, I sent you Dr. Ruby's link. But
Oh, yeah,
I'm not
nice
going
one.
to read the chat. The chat distracts me.
Yeah,
So.
I fall victim to it too. Right. Dr. Ruby is here. I'm going to stick it in the description as well. But the fact that we're talking about a fan base that defended this man so unbelievably, right? I don't know how queued up everyone is on the case. I can read through. You are excellent. So take us through your initial response to when the case broke, Paula, because so many people were writing this off as well. Just because it was his car and allegedly his girlfriend, how could he have anything to do with it? Which just seems madness to me.
It's
Oh,
you know what it
nice.
is.
Thank you.
This is confirmation bias. I'm sure Dr. Ruby know what it is. It's like when you like a person or a situation, you make your mind up about that person, and you cannot tolerate, and this and the climate that we live today, where we lost the ability to debate or share a difference of opinions without getting angry. It's like, oh, you're this, you're that, we can discuss it. But people nowadays, it's like, when you have that confirmation bias, I like this person. It's like with Diddy. That I interviewed the lady who got shot in the face by Diddy. And even
No.
though I talk to her all the time, but I have she literally came on my show and she said, my name is Natania J. Rubens, and Diddy shot me in the face. She went to the police. She went everywhere. She said, can you imagine the chat here or the group? Who shot you because you see him. And you go to the police, nobody wanted to believe her because Diddy was at the height of his fame. And nobody wanted to do anything. The crime never was, Diddy, of course, never did time for that. And we know what happened. But we have that confirmation bias from people that if you like certain stars, especially, celebrities or whatever, it's like they cannot tolerate to hear facts or being exposed, and rather than confronting or admitting to something that makes them feel uncomfortable or it's painful, they just gaslight you. They gaslight you, or they attack you, or they discredit you. When they can't attack the facts, they discredit your reputation or discredit you as a person, or you're a conspiracy theorist. Barbara, all of us on this panel have heard of those things and now, Barbara, I mean, between your theories, it's only 6 months before they become true. It's literally just a matter of time. But this is the thing with people. I was shocked when I was reading the comments because I've been following the case, in true crime stuff. And the people were just like, oh, you're just being racist.
Oh my God. Because that's all they can say. What, can I ask you a question?
Yep. Oh, got it.
Did she see Jennifer Lopez hand Diddy the gun in the nightclub?
Yes. Oh yeah. Everything. She talked about everything. She said she came there, she gave, and she said everything. She said everything. Because she was hanging around.
Can she sue her?
Interviewed her several times. Yeah.
Nope. She's tried to. That when Diddy was arrested, she even got in touch with the prosecution in New York and said, I can testify to this crime because her crime doesn't prescribe. But the problem is that another guy did 10 years for that, I believe. But she said the wrong guy. She even at the time, because she still has.
I promise we'll get to Diddy.
Oh, I can't hear you, Ron.
Right? I promise we'll get to Diddy.
I'll send you the link, Barbara. I'll send you the interview because she's brutal. I just let her rip it.
But I've
seen her face before, and I remember she gave an interview somewhere, and she said Jennifer Lopez was his accomplice. And then that book, Kim's book, came out and was talking a lot about Jennifer Lopez and Diddy's relationship was a facade. It was fake, obviously, because he's gay. He doesn't like women. But wow, that is crazy. I mean, I don't understand why we can't take her down. It's so bizarre.
Statute of limitation or something like that. I don't know, but she was
not even Ben Affleck.
She helped murder someone.
What did you say, Ruby? Not even Ben Affleck?
No, Ben Affleck, yeah.
That's true.
But I wanted to say something to Paula that you asked before. I don't know if you all noticed. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
I can hear you. I
think your perception, this dichotomy in the world, or you defend E or you defend B, it hasn't been always like this. It's been in the recent years, and it comes from politics, mostly from the left part of politics, who have tried to divide us. And they have tried to divide us in politics, in cinema, in music, etc., putting these new norms, inclusivity, diversity, and all of that is not because you want to have something more inclusive. Otherwise, why you don't put Greek people in the Odyssey, no? Things like that, no? No, all of that is to divide the population. So what we are seeing with the social media is something that we didn't do before. Do you remember 20 years ago, you could have a conversation with someone about whatever. You have your opinion, I have mine, I might change mine because you have some reasons to change my opinion, etc. nowadays, or you think this, or the other person think this, and there is no communication. There is a
You're
barrier.
the
There is a
enemy.
barrier there. Yeah.
I can't hear.
Are you having problems with your sound, Barbara? Barbara, can you hear me?
I can only hear Paula right now.
Okay. So then you'll need
Sorry.
to drop in and out. Can you? I'll message you.
The thing though is like it's
Hang on,
really
Paula. Yeah,
interesting.
Babz. Can you? I'm messaging you now, Babz. Can you listen to that message and drop in and out and fix your sound for us, mate?
Can you hear me, Barbara?
I could hear you, but I can't hear
Ross
Ron.
says if you can drop in and out, so you can maybe fix the volume.
Yeah,
or
it's a bug.
There's a bug. He said so you can.
It's a bug.
So you have to drop in and come back in, unplug and come back in.
Okay.
Come back in.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the thing is with David, that's the guy's name, David.
Yeah. This guy.
Well, the comments, I was shocked how these women were defending him.
Right.
They were even attacking the girl, and I understand from what I followed that he started with this girl when she was like really young.
13, mate. 13.
Oof.
And Barbara, can you hear us? Barbara?
Can you hear us, Barbara?
Babz,
Barbara, can you hear
Hello,
us?
Barbara.
Hello.
Barbara.
Barbara, can you hear us? Hello. Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Babz, you're going to have to figure it out, mate. And we're live. Do you know what I mean? You're going to have to figure it out, my G.
Can you
So
talk,
She can't hear me.
Barbara?
She can't hear me.
She can't hear me either. She can't hear
You
anybody.
can't hear anyone. No.
Hello, Barbara. Barbara, she's mute. No,
Oh,
she's
my
mute.
God.
Unmute her. Or unmute her.
Oh, God. No, I'm sorry, Babz.
There.
I was like, I can only hear Paula.
Oh,
And
God.
now, can you hear us?
Yes.
Hell yes. Barbara, you know what? You got John Cena for that. Get John
It's a
Cena.
party.
My name is John Cena.
Yes! You nailed it, Babz. You nailed it. All right, you got to celebrate the little wins.
It was
All right.
Ron's fault.
Before Barbara derailed everything with her tech issues, where were we?
With
Ruby,
David,
you were-
that the girls are leaving this.
Also, you can
They were
you can
blaming
derail us
this
anytime.
woman. They were blaming the teen that he murdered, saying that she set out to get him, and that she was like a social climber. That he poor guy, you know, he didn't know that she was. I'm appalled by the comments because the girl was like 13 at the time when he started.
But
with
look,
her.
I'm going to look up some facts, right? Because we're getting told 13, we're getting told 11. Basically, way too young. Okay, and like I say, I just want to read this section of the article here, right? The charges include against David, right? First degree unaliving, mutilation of human remains, child essay. The murder charges include special circumstances linked to financial gain that could make the sinker potentially liable for the death sentence. Prosecutors have alleged that Burke stabbed the teen, that's David, stabbed the teen before dismembering her body after years of essay. The accusation of murder for financial gain is among the special circumstances including the charges, making Burke potentially liable for the death sentence. They allege he killed her because Riva, the young girl, had threatened to expose his relationship with a minor and destroy his multi-million-dollar career. Evidence read out on court on Monday, July 27th, showed threats Riva made to Burke on the 22nd of April, stemming from arguments about his friendships with other girls. And this is what his reply: "I swear to God, I will unalive you," one explicitive riddled text said, followed by a threat to strangle him and tell her dad lies about him. "I will end your career and your life. I will damage anything," the text went on. The following day, Riva went to Burke's Hollywood home in an Uber he had sent to pick her up. Prosecutors alleged that Burke stabbed her once she arrived in his home. And like I say, David, this guy, Burke, denies all the charges. There is also allegations yet that she was pregnant. And this was, of course, the reason.
No.
Again, it's rumors. I'm gonna substantiate with it. Sorry, I've got a tiny polar bear pup here that is trying to climb on top of things he shouldn't be climbing on top of. He's so adorable, but he's trying to drag the whole bag of puppy food off.
Can we see him?
Yeah, show him to us.
I can show you some pictures. He doesn't like being
Well,
lifted up.
Ron has been sending me videos the whole weekend.
Yeah. So yeah, here's a picture of him. He's adorable. I mean, just soak him in. Do you know what I mean? Boom. Deal with that. So again, I'm going to look up the facts on this, right? Because this case is one that has been dragging. Mate, I'm trying to do a podcast. Thank you.
It took them a year to convict him or to charge him. Sorry, I don't know if it had to do with the this is the thing that the racism card or the race card has created nowadays, that they're so afraid of persecuting or charging anything because we don't want to look racist. You know what? Just follow the bloody leads, and if justice should be colorblind for sure. I don't understand. They took him forever to charge him. They were taking their steps because he was a celebrity, so they didn't want to get it wrong either. So it was just weird.
Yeah.
How she was killed?
She was stabbed and then dismembered with a chainsaw.
But where at his house?
At his house, yeah, allegedly. He bought a paddling pool.
In a normal day, or he planned it before?
Oh, I think the fact that he had a paddling pool and chainsaws screams premeditation to me. Do you know
he was buying chainsaws and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
I imagine it when I'm threatening I'm going to ruin your career, straight on to Amazon, rapid next day delivery, pop her in an Uber, stick her in the Tesla, and it all starts to unfold.
Okay, but it was not a long game.
No, I think
it was a rush. It was a rush, no?
Well, I mean, I don't know if he rushed it, but I would say that her parents, she'd ran away a lot apparently, and I feel like the way that the parents were talking about it was like almost like she does this, she'll be back when she was reported missing before she turned up unalived, and it's sad to think that that's where our parents had got with her. You know, some people go through a lot with teenagers, and it's easy to kind of be worn down if you're of a certain mindset. But it's sad how many kids fall victim to this. And I've spoken about this for years and warned parents about, you're looking in traditional media places for fame, but little numbers under names on social media are it. And you could have 7,000 or 8,000 followers on Instagram, and that's enough to have somebody sucked into your world. It's wild. And we're going to talk about the transition from traditional immoral horrors and where that seems to be shifting the dynamic into just in a little while.
I just wanted to ask something to Barbara, because Barbara is in California. I mean, Barbara, you are still around that environment in a way.
Yeah.
Do you see any sort of, like, among the famous, all these things that are happening? Do you see a change in the elites? One of the people that I really think should meet her end is Oprah, but that's a different show.
Oh yeah.
But do you see anything around, like a sense of change in the environment with all of these people falling? I mean, even with Harvey going down, did that change anything in Hollywood?
Everything's changing right now in Hollywood. They're putting $2 billion into Hollywood right now for the fall. Jon Voight received $2 billion from the administration, because right now what's happening in Hollywood, I think they're checking everything out for fraudulent, for money laundering. All these people are crumbling. I know my friends that work at UTA, they said that they're not having like these big lavish dinners anymore. People are not like going to these crazy parties and after parties right now. Everything's kind of like very, it seems very organized now and clean. Even the modeling world, it's changed a lot as well, which is so nice to hear. I actually had like 4 or 5 agencies reach out to me. They wanted me to sign with them because they want to put real models back on the market, and women that are a little bit older now. Like I know women over 50 opened up for Chanel, like Amber Valletta, like all these models. But in Hollywood, it is changing big time. It's also changing because of AI. AI has a lot to do with it. People are doing their own personal studios, creating their own movies, mini
Yeah.
series. Things are happening. Like people like myself, I could start my own movie series if I wanted.
Yeah.
So I think it's taking people to the next level that they don't have to sleep with someone to get the part. So it's changing a lot for the positive, and I'm really happy about it because I have a young son, and one day I would love to see him,
Mhm.
if he wanted to do TV commercials. He's in a more safe environment. Of course, I would be on top of it, but Hollywood's changing for the better.
Yeah, and
um, mm,
just an example of sorry, Dr. B, just an example of how things are changing. If you want to go and view the change happening, this is the Chronicles of the Bone by Caven the Kid. This is a completely story-driven, AI-generated movie series with a focus on writing and direction rather than just basic prompting. And it's sitting on tens of millions of collective views. It is well worth taking a look into alternative entertainment. As far as I'm concerned, up there with Netflix, it's all about the fabled characters that are all in the public domain, and it's a great example of how things are pivoting. But sorry for interrupting you, Dr. Ruby.
no, I was just asking if Abbas, she's gone.
Oh yeah, she'll be back.
I was just asking the general question if she thinks or you think that celebrities are dying right now. There are YouTubers, TikTokers, Instagrammers going up against, celebrities. Because the last celebrity I can think of, I don't know, it could be Julia Roberts, Tom Cruise, or something like that. There are no. You can see Zendaya around, you can see, I don't know, Timothy Chalamet around, but they are not really celebrities. Not everyone knows about them. So, for example, my father cannot know, maybe doesn't know who is Timothy Chalamet. Everyone knew at that time who was Tom Cruise. No, that's the huge difference.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I think the only time there's been loads of new stars is maybe through the Marvel stuff, right? If I'm being
Yeah,
honest,
true.
but that's it, right? I mean, when I think
No more.
Thor, like the guy
There's a
that
big
played
difference.
Thor
There's a
was probably
difference.
the last guy.
There's a difference between celebrity and stars. Like Tom Cruise is a star. Chris Hemsworth is a star. Who else? Matt Damon is a star. He's not a celebrity. There's a big difference. Timothée Chalamet, he's starting to be a star, but not really. Zendaya,
I guess you're right. Yeah, I guess you're right. The difference between
I I think the stardom is dying, Paula, because now you have too much access into their lives, into their problems, into their whereabouts. We like mystery. We loved these people before, those actors before because they were mysterious to us. Nowadays, and this is one part. The other part is they don't make good films anymore. There are 3, 4 good films a year. The rest are trash, and they are full with identity policies, all of them, and serious as well. So no one cares of watching a film because a person is there or not. No one cares anymore. You go to see a film if you're gonna go, but you don't wanna see a star in the film. Not anymore.
That's true. That's interesting. It's almost like a much higher revolving door of stuff, but that usually meant that we were seeing new stars be not so much found, but independent cinema was always where you found the new names or the nameless actors and things like this. But it seems to be that like the independent genre has just shifted to throwaway trash movies in
Yeah.
Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? And I refer you to the multiple travesties of remakes of classic horror that was
Yeah.
it's just been like write something new. Like just
Well,
write something new.
Obsession beat at that point. I don't know which movie it was. It was Mandalorian and Grogu and another big movie from Disney. And Obsession, there was a movie made by a YouTuber from $7 million or something like that, a ridiculous budget,
Mm-hmm.
It has won more than $400. A movie that has been made by a YouTuber because people don't like to watch spin-offs, remakes, and all these type of things that we are tired. We are tired. Another Harry Potter series, really. Lord of the Rings series, really, Yeah, we are tired.
I mean, don't get me wrong, right? like Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, those titles have got weight behind them. You're going to always drag fans into them, but you've got to really be careful with how you got to be true. The minute that you alienate the fan base, you're done.
Yeah, but that's the problem, that you have these stupid celebrities coming to say the woke thing, like that woman with Snow White that completely tanked.
Rachel Zegler.
Also, this woman now with Wonder Woman or something like that. This crazy woman that also came talking about LGBTQ. I don't know how many alphabets things, and they killed the thing. Well, we're off the topic. I know I'm driving.
Yes, well, to be honest, Ron's been making sure that nobody just abducted Babz or that Homeland Security didn't come for her or anything like that. But no, she's had a power outage, so she's okay. She's going to try and get back on.
I just want to say something, because remember how I was told you that they were whitewashing? I know this is off topic, but the chat will understand what this is.
Okay.
Remember I told you that there was a reason why Hugh Edwards, that they were whitewashing his image because he was coming back?
Yeah. Do you know, Matthew Steeples just messaged me about that.
Yeah, Matthew just sent it to me.
There's no way this can be true. There's no way.
Yeah.
Right, hang on a second. I know we're off topic. What was his name? Hugh Edwards. Right, hang on a second.
Yeah, Hugh Edwards. Don't forget, he was charged for possessing over 10,000 grade A images of children. He didn't do 1 day in jail in the United Kingdom. He was let go with a slap of the wrist. And now he's got his own Substack. Somebody's calling you, Ron. Substack, Hugh Edwards, to crown it all. And he's saying that you're a loser, a total loser, Donald Trump.
Yes. So here we go. So Hugh Edwards, former BBC Prime Presenter Hugh Edwards, pleaded guilty on the 31st of July 2024 to 3 counts of making indecent images of children. In UK law, making an indecent image can include deliberately downloading, receiving, or copying one. It doesn't necessarily fit. Okay, well, that's stupid wording. The offences concerned 41 indecent images of children that had been sent to E. Edwards through WhatsApp between December 20th and 2021. Multiple category A, category B, category C. He was sentenced to 6 months imprisonment and was suspended for 2 years. That means he was convicted and given a custodial sentence, but not
suspended sentence. He never did a day in jail.
Wow,
he was suspended.
Bananas, right? So,
how is it possible? How is it possible?
No, not only that, because in the United Kingdom, they use precedent in law. There was another guy who later, after he was let go free, there was another guy who was caught with like over 10,000 also images of grade A children images, which are the worst. And he was also let go because he cited this case, Hugh Edwards' case, and saying, hey, you let him go. So the guy managed to get also not a day in jail.
Yeah, it's bananas.
Yeah. I told you that was it you that we were talking about? I remember we were talking that they were whitewashing his image because he was coming back. They were starting to bring him back. He was the BBC. He announced the death of the Queen.
He was the guy, Ruby. He was the face of the BBC News. Like, he was the guy. And this was during the period
of course,
where he was watching and looking at images of children. We had BBC wildlife documentary filmmakers who were having sex.
He announced the Queen, the death of the Queen.
Yeah, it's mad.
But the boundary between a fantasy, thinking something, to research something, to download something, to do something, is very, very, very thin.
Yeah, what Jenny said. I agree with Jenny here.
The thing is that they never investigating him to see whether he actually did something. They just found the images, but they didn't want to investigate further.
But most probably he did something. I don't know until what point. Most probably, we in psychology we have the risk of these people. No, you have risk 1 is just fantasy. Risk 2, start researching. 3, start downloading the image. 4, start talking to other people, about it, verbalizing it. So you have the scale, and this guy has got all the scale. So most probably he will have done something or to his children or friends' children, because usually they do in a small cycle.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm pulling statistics out my backside here, but the percentage of people who are abused, it is usually by somebody in the direct family or direct friend group of the family. It's a horrible statistic. So I imagine everyone like Hugh Edwards, every single person with a child, they're just going to go through every occasion where they could have possibly been alone with their child over the time that they've known them as parents, whatever. I'm nipping out to the car, keep an eye on so-and-so or whatever. It would be terrifying. It really, really would. So look, I'm going to circle us back a little bit here, because the David case is still ongoing. It is definitely an example of how the fame, the fans of these individuals come to their rescue and can help to just sway the public's opinion, because it was so bizarre how some of these news outlets were pushing this narrative of, oh, well, just because he was allegedly seeing this underage girl and she's been unalived in his car doesn't mean he had anything to do with it. You know what I'm saying? And wild. So
how old is
he was doing a live. He was doing a live. This for David guy. He was doing a live, and even apparently there was such terrible smell. Apparently the body was somewhere there.
Oh my God.
That he said, "Oh no, it's me. I just went to the bathroom. It smells terrible, but it was the body." So and
It's a
this was
psychopath.
caught in a live. This was caught in a live. I told you I've been watching this thing. It was caught in a live, and then this girl goes, "Oh, dude, what do you have in there?" And yeah,
I have no idea where that. I mean, sure, could be.
no, they happen in a live. I'll send you the link that
do that, and then we'll go through that with that. But again, here's just another example of blood, music videos, and the representation of sacrifice that goes on throughout all of this. And somebody asked me before this, why are we talking about all this again? We know what these people are. Why are we talking about it again? Why are we talking about it again? What the hell else are we going to talk about until the people start getting arrested from the Epstein files? Until then, we need to keep smashing it in people's faces. We need to keep reminding people. Otherwise, this is going to fall back into the mindset of conspiracy. Because 20 years from now, if you think people are going to believe that a list of predators was released to the public and they never arrested anyone, do you honestly think people are going to believe that? I don't believe that, and I'm living it. So it's coming. So unless something happens, okay, unless there's some great change in the mindsets of the people that are at the upper echelons of the entertainment company, this is just going to repeat itself. And I just want to go back in time for a minute. I want to go back in time, and I want to just talk a little bit about Nickelodeon, okay? And the Mickey Mouse Club and all of these cable television channels. This was back in the era of dial-up internet. This was back in the day of cable channels had just started going like 24 hours. So, you turn on Nickelodeon and it would be on 24/7. Then the subcategories of channels started to spread out. And this was really a massive burst for cable television, because we could now have all of these 24-hour channels dialing into demographics. And this is Nick Schneider, and this is Ariana Grande, I do believe. And Schneider had an obsession with feet. Schneider had such an obsession with feet. And you've got to understand, Nick Schneider, he is the king of writing kids' TV. You got to understand, Nick Schneider was writing iCarly, and I can't remember what else, but iconic children's TV. Okay, that is why he had the power that he did. And give me one second. When he took over as the head writer, I do believe it was, for kids TV on Nickelodeon, this man with a foot fetish decided to change the logo of Nickelodeon, and here's what he changed it to. Nothing wrong with taking your kink that you have and making a multi-million-dollar children's entertainment company a foot with all the toes on display as your logo. Any evidence throughout all of his iCarly era multiple references throughout it all to feet being idolized. He then asked on Twitter, hang on a second. He asked, yeah, here we go. You would ask young people on Twitter for pouring slime on their feet, sending images of their feet, rubbing their feet. There was all kinds of weird things that went down. And I'm going to give you one example of this. Oh, here's another example of the feet again. Like, it all seems very unnecessary when we're dialing in on a kids program. And I'm just going to hit you with some of the case facts from this, because Schneider, he has confirmed victims. Okay. Oh my God.
But what was he? What was he in charge of? Sorry, I would never saw Nickelodeon very much. I know that
That's fine.
Britney, Christina Aguilera, Justin Timberlake.
Gosh,
they-
Yeah. He was a television producer and screenwriter, and produced a string of shows on Nickelodeon between 1994 and 2019. So he was the guy that wrote all and produced the kids shows, basically. Now, Drake Bell received on Quiet on Set that he was previously an anonymous child actor and was essayed by his dialogue coach, Brian Peck. Peck pleaded no contest in 2004 to the charge involving a minor and received a prison sentence. Now, everything that goes on in Nickelodeon over this period of time is exactly what we're seeing in the Epstein files, exactly what Barbara tells us about the modeling agency, exactly what we see in the music industry, where you have this tight-knit group of people that are keeping each other safe in the exact same way as we've seen throughout the 1940s to present day, with all of the cases of SRA, child abduction and abuse, and various unalivings that have taken place in the UK. I refer you back to my and John Wedger's first series of Crime Theory. We had John got a couple of cases reopened through that series, and it's exactly what we're seeing here. It's protecting their own. It's being part of something so untouchable that their disgusting, immoral ways of life are just brushed over. Because when you've got the majority of a team of 5 people all on the same wagon, they're going to defend each other. And that's what I believe we've seen with Nickelodeon, especially with Brian Peck, his case, and Schneider. Now, Schneider repeatedly asked these young girls to have their feet and make that the main part of his posts and for his campaigns for advertising. Like, who in their right mind is going to let their kids get involved in that? And the posts again are just wild. So I just want to ask all of you. I'm just trying to find the other image that I'd brought up. I've got too many tabs up here. So just going to get back to this Nickelodeon logo.
There's a clip I sent you, a short clip of Ariana Grande speaking right now. It's like a 10-second, 18-second that we can see that she's fully unraveling, or something is going on with this woman, because this is not normal at all. You know what I mean? And I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you. Let's see if people remember who this person is, because this is real. And you're talking about Nickelodeon, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to show you this. I'm going to share this with you, and you tell me if you think that this is normal. I don't think this is normal, but let's see what the people here say. Here, there. Are you sharing it, Ron?
Yeah.
This is Amanda Burns. Here.
Who the hell is Amanda Burns?
That is. Just wait. That's her.
Damn!
Oh my God.
That is her, for reals. And you can Google her up if you don't believe me.
Oh my God.
She wasn't.
It just shows you, man. I mean, it just shows you the true extent of the mental health of the left. I feel like that's the mirror I'm looking into right now. So
the damage that this industry does to these
100%,
kids. Huh?
I thought you've seen her. I mean, if you Google her now and you compare it before, that's who she is. I mean,
what was her name, Paula? What was her name?
Amanda Burns.
I feel like I know the name. I feel like I've seen her and stuff.
Yes, she's in
You've
Nickelodeon.
seen it. You've seen
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
I mean,
That's
what?
her.
Oh, yeah, there she is. There, damn.
Did you find her?
Yeah. Oh. Like,
With a heart, a tattoo a heart on her face, eh?
yeah, look, I'm going to give you the side by side here. Hang on, like.
Yep.
Oh my god.
All right,
Poor
give me.
girl.
Hang on.
Poor girl.
She was in Nickelodeon. Amanda Bynes. She was in Nickelodeon. She was, yeah. And she claimed that they did stuff to her. And after she dropped
all
Nickelodeon,
of them. To all of them. To all
and
the
it's
kids in
amazing how they
Nickelodeon. To all of them.
it's really interesting how they discard them though. When they
Yeah.
become adults, they discard them as though it is a PDF thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to find rumors or testimonies or anything that she said. I did find a court document. If I was saying, yeah, you're gonna have to pull me up some receipts of what abuse she says she's been through.
Oh, I'll send it to you. Don't worry.
Yeah, do that, man, because
When I have a doubt. Maybe you can reply to me. Do you think Ashton Kutcher was involved or was abused and then became an abuser?
I think Ashton Kutcher is heavily involved, and the fact that he's involved, it means I couldn't give a rat's ass about what he went through at all, basically. So I believe that he's at the center of a $1.2 billion buyout for Soho House and was used as the face for that to privatize that entire business. I think he was at the forefront of allowing that big afro-headed freaking freak show from that 70s club to go around and do what he did, and then defended him. Then he was rubbing shoulders with Diddy. Kutcher's got to hit the wood chipper. He's on the wood chipper list for sure. For sure. And again, you might think it's savage. You might think I'm savage.
No, don't.
If you were abused as a child, and you grow up and you know that you're going to start abusing and you go and seek help or whatever, I'm with you. But if you as an adult decide I'm going to start abusing, it's wood chipper time for you. Straight in the wood chipper. 100%.
And another question, the wife, Mila Kunis is called?
Mila Kunis, yeah. I don't think that was his wife.
She's involved too, no?
That was his co-star and friend on that 70s show. But Mila
No, they are together.
Okay, hang on. I might
you know that he married her, right?
Mila Kunis.
They're together. Yeah.
Oh my god.
They have kids and everything. They've been married forever.
They did a video trying to defend the guy who was.
Yeah, I didn't realize they were together. I don't know.
They got married. They had kids. He groomed her.
Wait. So, how did he groom her? He was married to frickin' Demi Moore for years.
She was on the set of that 70s show. She even went and did a very uncomfortable to watch interview. One of the interviews they did that they went this night host, night shows. And she's saying how she was 14 and he tongued her and French kissed her and all kinds of things, how he used to chase her on set and everything. I mean, it's pretty cringe to watch, and they laugh, but you can see that the host that is like, damn, so they never stopped being friends. But I think he was her first kiss, and he was not supposed to French her, right? And then
on television.
And then this Danny Masterson, who's in jail now, dared him to do something, dared him and said, oh, you go kiss me.
I think the more correct way of saying this would be, he was groomed by Demi Moore, right? And then married Demi Moore, okay? And then years later,
Demi Moore said he was abusive to her.
I'm sure she did.
She said it after.
I'm sure she did. I'm sure she did. Okay, I'm sure she did. A lot of women say that. Okay.
But Ashton Kutcher looked like that.
So all I'm saying is, we can't say that he groomed her on the set of that 70s show. We can't. We can say he was a pervert and a weirdo for sure. But the man got married, broke up with his wife, and then went back for her. It's weird. I'm not saying it's right. Also, you got to understand, many women lie. I'm not saying that Demi Moore lied, but I mean, has he been charged with anything?
Well, just because you're not, well, Epstein wasn't charged with many things, Ron.
Listen, we're not using it. We're not throwing the Epstein card in. All I'm saying is, was there any charges? Was there any evidence? Was there any security cameras? Anything like that? No. Is it
No, but
Okay.
I will dare you to watch some programs when they are both together, and you can see the grooming from him to her, because you can see it in live. You know, just
Sure.
watching several
Okay.
programs on them.
Sure, I would accept that. I could definitely pick apart
And
interviews.
interviews too when they are together, at that time. Yeah. You can see that she feels a bit uncomfortable, that she describes her in a sexual matter, and she touches her, you know, he's not being very appropriate to her.
When you say touching and it's not inappropriate, that's his wife, right?
But no, I was talking when they were kids.
Okay, right, I'm with you. Yeah, sorry. I thought you meant
when they were kids. No.
Well, she was a kid. He wasn't. He was already an adult. She was a child because she started at the 70s show. She was 14. People didn't know that.
And he was 20. Yeah, and he was 20.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a whole bunch of weird stuff. But like you say, she lied, right? I mean, there was a whole bunch of cover-ups about her age and all of this for the part, right?
What do you mean?
I don't know if
she's 14 years old, right? I can't imagine she's going to be getting a part where she's being sexualized and kissing kids.
The part wasn't supposed to be sexualized. It wasn't supposed to be sexualized. It became that later.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. It was supposed to be that 70s show, you know, like comedy about that 70s show.
Well, as long as we all know, 100% Ashton Kutcher is a complete weirdo and part of all of this, in my humble opinion. I don't know about any of his home life stuff, but as far as I'm concerned, I wouldn't put it past him. I wouldn't put it past him because
we're gonna study him, Paula and I. We're gonna give you some information next time.
You know, like Ashton Kutcher is the driving force behind privatizing Soho House. Ashton Kutcher, one of his ex-girlfriends died under mysterious circumstances that he was supposed to meet with
her. True.
And then he was supposed to
pick her up.
Something happened.
And he lied
about her when she died. To this day, they haven't found the person who murdered her. She was stabbed or something like that. They never really interrogated him. That murder has never been solved.
Hang on 1 second, Paula. 1 second. How about you, dumbass? You're talking to a man who was falsely accused, tried to get cancelled on the internet. I don't give a rat's ass if you want to call me a victim blamer. There are some women out there that need put in the wood chipper along with these people because of the lies they make up. Why don't you go and speak about them? Okay? Dumbass. Sorry, Paula.
That's okay, sweetie. I can flip it over. My ex-husband, I mean, I can show you the pictures. When you say, was somebody charged? My ex-husband has never been charged with anybody, with anything. He's the second in command at the Norwegian embassy in entire Latin America. I was the one who was charged with stuff for 8 years, in spite of the fact that he beat the hell out of me. I have the pictures and everything. He's never been charged with anything. So there's always two sides of the coin. We cannot say, oh, has he been charged? I mean, there's a lot of men that haven't been charged with anything, and there's a lot of men and women who haven't been charged with anything, and we know that they're dirty. Andrew, you know,
raging on a comment, get counseling. Ron's had therapy, thanks very much. I'll get raging over anything I want because of your narrow-minded idiocy. That's why. He's a victim blamer. Okay, piss off back to the left. You've got some blue hair dye to throw in. Moron.
But the thing is though that Ashton Kutcher, I've seen also, so and he's always had issues with the relationships he's had, and that's there's always
a pattern
involved. There's always violence involved, or I can control. It's control. That's the thing, control. But he's the driving force behind Soho House. He's the one who's been driving it with Ron Burkle. He was buddies with Harvey Weinstein. He was buddies with Biddy. I mean, you are the company you keep at the end of the day, because you don't get to choose your family, but you get to choose the people you hang around with.
Yeah, no, for sure. And you know, even that though, Paula, right? When we talk about the level of intricate grooming that goes on, even that runs its own risk these days, where people like the long game. You know, I had a friend down south, and her building hired like a new handyman guy, like not a janitor, not a handyman, but like a dude that fixes stuff and is there like a point of contact. And he spent 6-7 months every day talking to my friend, asking a little question about her family, this, that, and the next thing, getting to know her, and then completely built a false narrative about himself that lined up with what her dad was like, who she misses and had passed away, to gain access to her semi-non-verbal autistic little girl who he abused in his office. And that was grooming the mother to giving him the trust to get access to the kids. No one ever thinks about the grooming of the parents. Give me 1 second, everyone.
That's true. What you say is very true. And that happened with Michael Jackson too. He was not grooming the kids. He was grooming the parents. For the parents, for allow the parents to go to the park with him, no, and with the whole family and the kid as well.
It is actually something that is very interesting. I find that, I don't know. I find that parents have.
Hey, hello.
Look at that. Rhonda, I sent you that thing with Amanda Bynes, and there was something called Quiet on Set, which was a documentary that they did about Dan Schneider. Amanda refused to participate because she was very embarrassed. She just wanted to let loose, just forget about it. That's you can read some of it, so. It's actually quite interesting because all those kids who were with Nickelodeon have some sort of trauma. I mean, the one that I don't see with much trauma right now is Christina Aguilera, maybe, and Justin Timberlake. But Justin Timberlake is off the rails with substance abuse. I would say Christina Aguilera is the one that got out scot-free from many things. But you look at Britney Spears, Amanda Bynes, this other young kid who he was found homeless. Can people in the chat tell me the guy who was found homeless and was
It's true. I
can't remember what his name is, but yes, that
Paula,
guy.
I'm going to leave you in charge for 2 minutes, Paula.
Okay. It's the let me see who the guy was, because Nickelodeon kid, homeless actor, child actor, because he was very, very well known. Tyler Chase.
Bravo.
His name was Tyler
Do you
Chase.
have a photo to put it?
Yeah, but Ron is not here, so I'm gonna.
No, listen. Ron can put stuff up for you. I'm just sorting the dog out. I can still hear you and put.
Okay, I'll share this here, Ron, so you can put it up for me, because it's this guy here, Tyler Chase. If you can post it up. You see that?
Yo, yeah, really good shout. You take them through this one, Paula. This one's horrific.
This is really, really terrible. And this is the thing, that we have these monsters. People say, why do you talk about this? Because unless we talk about it, we keep talking about it and highlighting what is going on. To this day, it's still going on. They love your accent, Ruby. Yay. Yeah. So it's this guy, Nickelodeon Ned's the classified star found homeless. See heartbreaking video. I mean, this is the poor guy. Let me see if we can find the video here. There's a video of him, but I feel bad.
There's a video.
Yeah, I feel bad showing it, because it's like, yeah, I don't feel comfortable showing.
And the sad thing is that people that go into this industry, Disney, Nickelodeon, etc., are all pedos, Or they go to that industry on purpose to groom these kids, not to make a product. The product is the excuse.
And the thing is, so how they discard them when they grow of age. Over 14 years old, they're considered too old.
The puberty. No. It's not about the age. It's about the puberty. With guys, when they see the kids that they have some hair here, or the voice goes a bit more, no less.
The women with breasts.
Yeah. And the women with breasts, then is when they discard them. Yeah, because they want something pure.
Or they want just children, right?
Yeah, children.
What is in the mind of these PDFs, Ruby? Is it what is it that they want children like that?
That's a good question. Usually, okay, I'm gonna clarify what are two things. One is the desire because you like biologically, because you have a trauma, small kids, no? And you might have it in your mind, but you will never do anything. And I'm gonna put you an example. Paula, I had one person like that in therapy years and years ago, after years, he disclosed to me that he liked small kids, what he could do because he was very worried because he had these instincts and he didn't know what to do. And I told him that what he did was the right thing to do, go to a professional and then work it through it. The problem is when these people, and they go to therapy because they know that is wrong, everyone knows that is wrong. You can have those instincts, but you know that is wrong. The problem is when you say it's wrong, but what if I see some photos in internet? What if I go to the park and I start observing kids? What if I go to my friend's house and I play with the kids and I get closer? And this closer and getting closer and getting closer leads to doing the act, no? So the people who start getting closer, you can call them criminal, psychopaths, The other ones, they have a mental health problem that can be solved. It can be solved just in one way, which is chemical castration, because you cannot change the desire of someone.
Do you know?
It's as simple as that.
I read the same study about the chemical castration, right?
Mm-mm.
And it's a fascinating study. But you know what? I always think, see if the apocalypse started, Ruby, right? And like all of these people survive and don't get access to their medication, right? We're going to have this apocalyptic super PDF race that rises up. But Paula,
no, they just need to go.
Ruby, you're preaching to the choir, mate. You're preaching. I think we should turn them into fuel logs. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how you can compress garbage into like a fuel log? Let's just power the country with them.
Yeah.
Now, Paula, you had mentioned, I've actually pulled it up, Paula, but you can play this one. This is so sad because Tyler Chase was found by multiple YouTubers, influencers, living homeless, completely addicted. And the story gets even sadder when his family are reached out to because they're so aware of how vulnerable he is. And yeah, Paula, roll the VT.
Wait, let me see.
Yeah, you might need to get the volume up at the top. There you go.
Right.
No, all right, Paul, you got this, Boomer.
There we go. He is unrecognizable, fighting for his life on the streets. And
Did you play on Disney Channel?
Nickelodeon.
And what show is it again?
Nancy Costa's high school about.
Oh yeah, you're that kid on it, huh?
That is Tyler Chase. You might remember him as the Nickelodeon child star, but today he is unrecognizable, fighting for his life on the streets. And the reason is heartbreaking.
This is the story of the week in my life changed.
Thousands of fans tried to send money to save him, but it wasn't enough. His mother revealed that Tyler is battling severe bipolar disorder. He loses phones within days, refuses medical help, and it seemed like saving him was becoming impossible.
Bro, how'd you get? Why are you in the streets like this?
It seemed hopeless until another child star stepped in, Sean Weiss, the goalie from the Mighty Ducks, who also survived homelessness and addiction.
All we need to do now is find him.
Sean got a fully paid scholarship for Tyler at the same treatment center that saved his life. The help is there. Now we're praying he finally accepts.
Isn't that terrible?
The most, yeah, hang on.
Did you play on Disney Channel?
Just pause it a second. Pause it again. Ruby, when we see individuals, right, who refuse medication, they run from society, are we seeing the manifestation of an alternate identity that is so protective of this person that the medication, the normality of going back to anything that could take them back to the familiarity of the trauma is just too much? Or is it simply, yeah.
It's gone. Their identity is gone and it's supplied by another identity. That's what happens. They did the split. I don't know how they do it because it's not a physical abuse or other type of abuse that creates you a trauma. There is something else, type of ritual, I don't know what, that they have the capacity to make a split in the personality, to put your personality down, and you have an alternative personality, which is what we are seeing here. It's not true that he has a bipolar disorder. He might think, or the mom might think, that he has a bipolar. I am an expert in bipolar disorder. Bipolar disorder, you have periods where you are very stable. You have periods when you are depressed, 3 months, 4 months. You have periods when you are very, very high, months. So you are not always at the same stage like this guy, you know? This guy's got something else, got full-on psychosis. That's what I see. I don't know how he got up psychosis, or maybe it's been a continuation of abuse and abuse and abuse and abuse from an early young age.
I think the abuse thing is that got him to do drugs, and it's like that codependency thing, because that bipolar thing. He's not aggressive or anything. He's just a druggie in the streets, and he has some issues. He doesn't trust anybody. He doesn't even trust his family. I don't know if his family was involved. When we were talking earlier about parents signing over these children for fame, and if you look at all these children, almost without fail, end up separating or breaking
all of them
families. Like Britney Spears, you have Justin Bieber still with the mom, but but he wasn't talking to his father. I think now he's not talking to his mom and he's talking to his dad or something like that. You have Britney Spears. I'm trying to think of this guy. They truly break from the family. It's like, Michael Jackson's father was never charged, but we know that allegedly he was a fiddler too, that he abused them horribly.
Bro,
but
do you know, Paula? I did not realize.
Not just physical.
Yeah.
No, right. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. I didn't realize the full extent of Michael Jackson's dad's horrors. Because there's SA involved in all this, right? I mean, it's pretty twisted.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
But what do you think? Because I was really interested in the PDF people, because a lot of the times I even see people justify them. It's like, she's 14, she knows what she's doing. And we were talking that all of these stars, like this Taylor Chase guy, as soon as he became 13, 14, Dr. Ruby was saying, as soon as they hit puberty, they're no longer desirable, because now they're starting adulthood. So that's a sign of adulthood, when they see that their voice is changing, they're no longer child.
And Paula, isn't it crazy? You've so nailed it, right?
Ruby.
But you got to understand, Ruby. Wouldn't it be interesting if we lived in a world where we could get a movement together that would develop drugs to stunt the pubic development of children, right? Because people hear trans kids, I hear children forever, okay? And if we are going to live in a world where they're going to develop drugs that stop children from becoming adults, surely we can argue that this is public testing for the laws to be changed, right? So if you're 22 years old but you look 9, it's all good, right? You're of legal age. And I've got a horrible feeling that's where we're headed with all of this.
Alien page.
Just to be clear, the parents of trans children need put in prison.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Everyone involved. Sorry, Ruby, on you go.
I agree with you 100%. And I'm going to explain it to you in very shortly. If I think I don't have an arm, and I am convinced that I don't have an arm, and I go to a psychologist and I say, look, I don't have an arm. And the psychologist says, no, you don't have anything, you just have to cut your arm. No, you are fine with it. That's the same. If you have been born with your genitals, the masculine or feminine, if you have been born with one sex, it might happen to you at a certain age that you might start thinking about, maybe I like football more or dancing more or whatever. But those are normal things. You let them go. They go. It's fine. Even if you like football when you are 30 years old, that's fine. The problem is these people have mental health problems to resolve. If you don't resolve them, they get worse. And all the studies, not the new ones that these people are making, the old ones, studies say that even though the person does the change, the depression and the anxiety don't go. So it doesn't
I mean,
matter.
I would agree with you when we're looking at the modern woke movement of the weaponized trans mindset. But every person that I've met in my life prior to this insanity that happened a few years ago, they're happy. They're happy trans people, but they look like women or men.
No. We are sorry. We are talking about kids,
Oh,
about
yeah, you
children
kind
that
of, I
want,
know, but you threw me
not
off.
adults.
Yeah. But Ruby, your whole analogy was you walking into a psychologist and saying you have no arm. Children aren't capable of doing that, just to be clear. So there's no psychologist in the world that a child's going to do that with. So I assumed you'd moved on from talking about children because it made no sense. So
No, she's talking about kids. We're talking about
the analogy's out the window. The parents of these children are the only ones that can make decisions. The parent has to tell the psychologist, my child's only got one arm, cut his arm off. It's madness. It is insulting to the entire. I mean, one second. Here's an even better one, Doctor, right? Do you remember the case of the cat mum? Did you see the cat mum whose little boy grew up and went, actually, I don't want to be a cat anymore?
Yeah.
Right? And he's hit puberty and he's went, oh, do you know what I like? Girls and, trainers and maybe some sport, like a normal teenager.
Fine.
And his mum is on Twitter mortified. She's like, I can't believe, I got the school to change it for this, that, and the next thing. It's madness. And it's the parents that are the issue. We don't have this new wave of children that want to transition. I'm sure there's always been kids that want to transition. And when they come to an age...
1% of the population, and they did it when they were adults. I also got friends that did the transition, being adults, 30 years old, 25 years old, adults. When you are a kid, you cannot do a transition. When you are fully developed and you know who you are and you are healthy in your mind, you can say, okay, I might not feel again. I prefer to be a man. I know I'm going to have this surgery and this one and these hormones and I'm going to fuck all my body because it's like this. At the end, they fuck all their bodies and a bit of the mind. But I am going on anyways. Yeah. The problem is this Charlize Theron with 3 kids and the 3 of them are trans.
Yeah. That's what I was going to mention, Charlize Theron.
All these Hollywood celebrities that got all these kids that are trans, now it's something like my kid needs to be trans, otherwise I'm not cool.
Also, Jennifer Lopez. You have Jennifer Lopez. You have
Ben Affleck.
Also, I mean, all the it's like it's ritual. It's like they're serving up their kids, or they have to make sure that their kids are this or that because pretty much. I don't know Julia Roberts, but for example, Ben Affleck. You have Ben Affleck. You have Charlize Theron. All her 3 kids. You have Madonna. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's just like it's a ritual passage.
There are more than 50%. Look at it in internet. Next time I can check it out. But there is so many that you say this is not normal. Think about it. What are the chances that you have one kid that is trans? How many? Where's the chances? 1 in 100. What are the chances that you have 3? What are the chances that you have it and your friend has it and the kid of your friends has it and
Megan Fox.
Do you know what? The entire dynamic of what you've just described there, Ruby, a trending fad is what that could be Labubu's that you were talking about there, but instead it's children, and that's the thing that you can think we're open. Anyway, look, we're kind of getting off topic, but I completely agree with you. Just as long as you know, Ruby, you and I are on the same page, 100%. So look, we've talked about Schneider, we've looked at Nickelodeon, we've got one more person to touch on, right? And that is when parents step in. And the case of Britney Spears, okay? Because again, she was another Mickey Mouse Club actor. She came up through the music industry, and who can forget the totally appropriate, and I was at an appropriate age when this came out to be like, okay, who's this lady? But looking back now, this is a bit mad, okay? Like looking back now, Hit Me Baby One More Time was a bit mad, okay? Like I'm not going to lie. And the downfall and the mental crash out that this poor woman had so publicly, we all remember when we pivoted to this era of Britney Spears. And then, of course, everything changed, right? She dropped off the face of the earth. Personally, I've got a really dark theory about Britney Spears, that like, we were not going to talk. That's a whole other show, right? But just ask yourself: do you remember her money-grabbing, fame-hungry husband, Kevin Schmetterland, or whatever his name was? Right? He just kind of disappeared after all this happened, right? He pops up every now and again. Apparently, he had the kids, all the rest of it. Did he? Did he? Or did Britney Spears do a tragic event in her house that resulted in some horrific things happening through to our own trauma that she didn't want to happen to her own kids, and then their family had to step in, and he's been looking after some replacement children? That is my humble opinion, right? I genuinely believe that's what's happened to Britney Spears. No one agrees with me. So side chat, you don't have to agree with me either, but that's so we're clear. We're not discussing that theory. That's just my mad theory. But when we look at the what was the thing called, ladies? I do apologize. It was the something that her family had over all of her assets.
Conservation.
Conservation.
That was it. So let's talk about when we clearly have a famous star who's crumbled very publicly. The family take complete control, and she's isolated and controlled for many years. Okay. It's one of the most famous cases of control the star legally, conservatorship. Yeah. And it seems like, to me anyway, that we're never really going to know the truth behind Britney. Now, Doctor, what was your take on the whole Britney Spears breakdown, conservatorship, and liberation of Britney? Did you have a take on that?
Yeah. I think the breakdown on Britney is normal. I mean, she was a child abused, the child is protected by her parents, the mom and the dad, not just the dad. We always talk about the dad, but also about the mom. And she's been abused sexually, physically, blah, blah, doing mind controls to her since a very young age, sexualizing her, and then she has to go to a program and say that she was a virgin when she was like 16 years old. I mean, it's madness. So, of course, she has a breakdown. The problem comes for when you have one or two breakdowns and then you put that person in jail at her house with her dad, for years, for 17 years, so for all her life. That's what they did. In these cases, you have that person, it goes to a professional, psychiatrist, psychologist, you take care out from the industry, and then you work in the trauma. But that person doesn't need to be constrained at her house and under the rules of the dad, and without seeing her children. She was not in danger to her children or to herself. She has 2 or 3 breakdowns. That's my lecture. And now that she's free, the problem is she hasn't been free from 17 years, so this woman doesn't know how to be free. So this woman is doing those videos that are strange, weird, thinking, I'm showing my autonomy. I'm showing, because she doesn't know. She's completely out of reality. But that doesn't mean that she cannot be a good mother. She could have someone, social services going once a week or once every 3 days, or once a day. But being free and being a mother, she's not at that stage yet.
You know what? I gotta say something, because I remember one of her sons. There was a leaked tape about her sons being nasty to her, and you could hear that she was actually given good, saying, you do not walk into an ice cream parlor without shoes. That is just not done. You have to go to bed early. Have you done your homework? And the guy is just talking back to her, and he was recording her, trying to portray her as the bad guy, right? And the internet slapped him back, because it's like, what? She's actually telling you to behave, to do your homework, and eat your veggies, and because the son was recording her. Now I remember how it was. It was her kid recorded her, and he leaked it on internet to show that she was crazy. And the internet is like, and she's like, Jaden or something like that, you cannot walk without your shoes into a restaurant. It's like, you put your shoes on, like, you can't do that. And the guy's, and he's recording thinking, people are going to say she's crazy, right? And then that she's talking to him at night and saying, you cannot treat me that way. You cannot treat me, because I believe that they're abusive towards her. If they keep telling you that you're crazy and you're crazy, they did that to Princess Diana for many years. So you can hear her angry with him, saying, you cannot talk to me that way. I am your mother. You have to respect me. There's nothing wrong about that. But the kid was recording her thinking, oh, I'm going to show that she's crazy. And when he leaked it, because the little bastard leaked it, the whole internet went against it. And then Brittany, being a mom, said something to defend him, but the guy was nasty. What a sneaky thing to do and she was the one, by the way, while she was crazy, she was paying all the bills. They were forcing her to work while she was under that conservatorship.
True.
If she was, and I did a video and I said, if she was that insane and that unreliable, why were they making her sign contracts worth hundreds of millions of dollars?
Yeah.
Of course, she was able to carry it through, and she wasn't that crazy because these people at Vegas, they're businessmen, and there's insurance. She would never been able to be insured to carry out those things if she was truly that unreliable. And you can see that they worked her while she was mentally unstable. I did a video about that. How can the state allow it?
I'm with you. Can I just ask
I agree.
Deacon Dean Cooter, the myth of mental illness? Oh, please, Deacon, shine down on us your holiness and explain yourself when you say the myth of mental illness. And feel free to be as honest as possible, because I'm going to give you a few minutes. I'm going to circle back and rip you apart if your answer isn't good enough, mate. Because, all right, here we go. Yeah, of course. Okay. Just explain yourself, mate, please.
But you know what I mean? I did a few videos about Britney on my channel because I found that fascinating. And I said that why is Vegas, because, and I even said in my channel and the videos I did, that Vegas
Your wish is my command.
That Vegas should have been sued for literally exploiting a person with mental health illness, because if she was taken all her rights away because she was not deemed mentally fit, how can these big businesses, along with her family, her father, be making her sign contracts exploiting? It's like a child. It was worse than a child because she had literally no say.
And medication, they were giving her a lot of medication too.
Yeah, so that's another thing, Ron, because
hang on, Ron's giving this guy what he wants, and I'm just going through social medias now to just see if I can track down Deacon.
But the thing is that we were talking about how they're using this mental health, how they dehumanize the person by basically calling them crazy. Once you're labeled crazy, that's it. Your opinions are not valid. And they did that with Princess Diana. They did that. Oh, she's mentally unstable. Don't listen to her. If she said that Charles is having an affair, no, she's crazy. If she says that they want to kill her in a car accident, she's crazy.
She said it. She said it, days before.
Yeah.
She said it.
But it's interesting, with the Hollywood thing, and now we have with Britney Spears. What were you going to say about Britney Spears, Ron?
Britney, you don't want to know. Ron's theory on Britney Spears is out there, right? No, Ron's fine. Ron's actually doing great. Ron's got a new puppy. He's feeling love again. And when Ron feels love again, like, it's great because he's got some wrath to dish out. But now we'll get to that. We've got professionals that will help me deal with proving a point to this gentleman. I'm quite happy to prove my point, sir. Just remember, though.
And also I have to ask you, Ruby, why do these Hollywood stars always adopt children that are Black or something? Why can't they adopt children? Because you have the cultural divide there. Why can't they adopt white children?
But that's why. That's why. Because of the political divide that we have right now. It's cool to adopt a Black kid or an Indian kid. It's not cool to adopt a white kid. I see it in this way.
It's been that way for a long time. I will be honest. Like, I can remember as long as I can, when being growing up, the joke's always been the celebrity, when they're running out of fame, they'll adopt a foreign child. Do you know what I'm saying?
They will buy them. They buy them. Yeah, they don't adopt them.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, if I was a multi-millionaire and I was going to adopt some children, I'd probably grab a couple of kids that were from horrific places that needed a better life, but not exclusively.
A couple is fine. 8, like Angelina Jolie.
Mia
Farrow, 12. I don't know.
No. Oh my God. 12. That is
I
wild.
think so. Check it. Do you have a zoo or what do you have? I mean,
I've got 7, and I made them all. Okay, so like, I'm almost there.
Madonna.
Yeah, interesting, man. Like,
I
it
mean,
is.
Charlize Theron adopted 3 children, all of them black.
Yeah, there you go.
three men.
Look,
3 men that now are women.
He's just summed it up completely perfect. It's nice if it's honest. I agree. I think you nailed it. But it's wild. Another thing, Spielberg's children. I don't know if you know about Spielberg, his
No?
children. Oh, Ruby, make that your rabbit hole for this evening. Okay. Just
Ole.
start looking into Steven Spielberg, his adopted kids, why no one has any social media, all of the adult industry allegations, the madness. It's wild. So yeah, you need to look into that. But
No,
I
I do
won't
not.
talk about it here because last time I spoke about it, I uploaded it to YouTube, and then YouTube deleted my channel with 130,000 subscribers on it. So that's an offline chat. Kids equals tax deductions. Is that right? That's another interesting one.
But I
Is
think
my
that they
volume
do it
down?
as a rite of passage or something like that because it doesn't make any sense. I mean, Sandra Bullock, for example, adopted 2 black children. I don't know if they're trans or not, but because they literally. I remember when I was a kid and I wanted to be a mermaid. It doesn't make me like they're not gonna cut my half body and make me into a mermaid because you're a little kid, and the next week you want to be, I don't know, whatever. So the fact that these parents are taking these children to doctors, and getting them literally mutilated,
Yeah, but Paula, I actually became quite obsessed with you becoming a mermaid and done some fan art of Paula as a mermaid. Okay, but Paula decided to go the other way with it. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's wild because what we're talking about is the fact that these things get used as trends, right? And again, it's an interesting one. I mean, arguably, if you wanted to be super crazy cynical, like as crazy as the Epstein files being real, if you wanted to stockpile children for unholy reasons, would it not work to your advantage if you picked them from places with pre-instilled trauma? I know that sounds really messed up, but Ron,
No, but that's a good one. That's a good one. I didn't think about it. That's
because
true. So you can control them, manipulate them, and do whatever you want with them.
I just want to circle back. The greatest thing that could ever happen to a global PDF group is a third world natural disaster. Okay. And I just want to push you straight over to Haiti when that earthquake happened. Tens of thousands of people lost their lives, children undocumented. And then the money bags of the Clintons swing in. And then one of their operatives is busted at the border trying to get over the border with undocumented kids. And how did she not go to jail? Well, the Clintons stepped in. It's wild. So
that's a demonic organization, the Clinton Foundation. That's
the Clinton. Yeah. I got the video about it. Yeah, about the Clintons. Yeah.
So that's one for you to think about is that possible trend. And again, I'm sorry to use that word when we're talking about adopting foreign children. Most people who do that are lovely parents who are doing it for the right reason. We're talking about the 1% of evil. That's why you can't get the last bit of percentage of fat out of the milk, because that 1% is just never going to budge. And those are the people that we're talking about. It's not everyone. It's not every trans parent. It's not every adopting family. It's not every parent that ushers their children in to do better or to try and be a celebrity or famous. It's not all of you. Don't worry, we get that. But the reality is very real for that short percentage. And I'll never stop screaming this in people's faces, just so you know.
By the way, Oprah is shutting down her African school girls.
Menon.
Yeah, I'm sure she's going to shut it down by locking everyone inside and lighting a match so that the secrets don't get out, bro. Like, I'm being serious. Like, there's too many people. Did they not think that these kids are going to grow up and then go, wait a minute. I was abused a lot. All of my friends have unalived themselves. Oh, hang on a second. Hang on. Doctor. Do you want me to add that out there? That number?
No, that's for you.
No,
so
it's for me. copy and paste it.
No, I'm Dr. Ruby. I sent him your phone number so he can
Wicked.
contact you in case he
Yes.
wants to have you on the show.
Oh yeah,
Do
we
a
need to.
live with
We're definitely gonna have some chats. But yeah, no, I thought that was for posted, but I didn't post it. Don't worry, Ruby. I haven't. I haven't accidentally doxed you. We're fine.
I never pick up the phone, so
Yeah,
it's
me
But
okay.
he's going to WhatsApp you. He's going to WhatsApp you. So
Yeah.
meetings
There's
and
lots. There's
stuff.
lots.
But the thing is, I also wanted to ask, because people like, for example, Charlize Theron, they always adopt children outside of the U.S. and third world countries because they have less restrictions. Because
They buy them. Yeah.
yeah, literally, because for example,
buy them.
Charlize Theron probably would never get a kid in the United, in the States, because I think there's an age limit and stuff like that as well. I don't understand why they don't have children rather than adopt them.
Yeah, narcissism. They don't want to grow their belt, they don't want to get big. Most of them is narcissism.
Let's throw another thing in with the narcissism. Do you think narcissists who adopt children find it easier to hate the child if the child becomes more successful than him, and the fear of hating something they created themselves? That's why they
no. There is no difference. A narcissist is a narcissist.
Okay.
And they use their children as tools. And most of the actors are narcissists.
Okay.
And now there is this way that all the actresses are having a surrogacy or adoption, because they don't want to change their body. That's it.
Yeah,
I think it's so beautiful.
I agree with you with the narcissist, but you know what? It's interesting because I've seen the most narcissistic women just melt away and be mothers and give birth and all of it. I wonder if the narcissism cloak's got a bigger objective of distraction behind it with regards to the surrogacy mothers and all of this, because I know people in this country who are connected to a very famous missing girl case, who her father is an expert in stem cells of twins. So let's say, Ruby, you say I'm going to get a surrogate. Ruby, you are now me and Paula's surrogate. But it just so happens Paula and I are evil bastards. So we're going to tell everyone that we're having one baby, stick a set of twins in you, keep one and sell one.
But that's psychopathy. That's not narcissism.
Yeah, well, that is what is, I believe, available and out there, because these individuals are quite happy to pass around children, all the rest of it. And if they've got that separation from the mother who's going to be mothering, the mother who's going to be fathering, completely separate from the development of the embryo and all of the like petri dish stuff, just slap it on. You know what I'm saying? So if we've got people in other countries that are popping up with DNA results that are 70% a match for one parent of a missing girl in a case that we can't really talk about, how is it possible? It cannot be out of the question for these evil people to keep one and sell one. And the technology to make sure you have twins is readily available.
Oh my God, I didn't know any of this.
Ron will ruin your weekend, Ruby. Like I've spent 8 or 9...
No. I love this information. You're not ruining anything.
Ron learns all this. Ron spent 6-7 years in the dark web interviewing monsters, criminals, cartel members who are active and learning their tactics from them. I was very honest. Hiya, I'm making a documentary about you freaks. Who wants to come and talk to me? Encrypted network. And it's the same when they talk about criminals who like to chat, right? Like they like to chat about their crimes. These mother fudgers were chatty. Okay. The only thing they love more than chatting is taking under a new predator under their wing when they join one of these websites. Now, Ruby, my biggest enemy on the dark web is a PDF community. It was easier for our teams to access our government servers than this particular website. And the last time I checked, it was 6.2 million active members. 6.2 million active members. Selling, buying, abusing, sharing. There's a dating tab for, if you're a girl and you want to meet a boy to make a kid to pass around all your cards out there. You can. You know what I'm saying?
I just sent you something.
I got it.
This is found on the Epstein file about Prince Charles. And
Oh,
Jimmy
lovely.
Savile.
Ah, juicy.
I
Do
told
we
you
have?
that Charles'
Yes, we do.
name was found at least 88 times in Epstein files, all the way up to 2018.
Well, Paula, I'm just going to put that on the screen for you right now and do this.
That's why.
Can you make it larger?
Andrew is still free. Andrew still
Yeah.
is free.
Hang on. Ron's fixing
This is why. This is why Andrew still is free.
This is in Epstein emails.
Right, can you read them, Paul? I need to go and check on the dog just 2 seconds.
Now, in the wake of the public confirmation about Savile, it is time that they did. How many more children need to suffer before humanity grows up and faces the reality and sheer undiluted evil of the force that controls them? Jimmy Savile and the royal family shared a love of Scotland and the sporting events known as the Highland Games. Savile was the honorary chieftain of the Lochaber Highland Games, which he attended for 30 years. He had a secluded cottage at nearby Glencoe, where Prince Charles was a visitor. Savile said after a visit by Charles in 1999, "I've had a few no-shops with the royals, and I thought it was time I returned the hospitality." Charles sent a Christmas card to Savile in which he wrote, "Jimmy, with affectionate greetings from Charles, give my love to your ladies in Scotland." The reference to the ladies was meant for the women that Savile had arranged to serve the prince during a visit to the Glencoe cottage. Can you lower it down so I can continue reading, Ron? Wait, stop. Follow. You go further down. Down a little bit more.
Ron has just spazzed out here. Just give me a second, right? I know what I'm doing. I've just pushed the wrong button. Right, here we go.
Yeah, but you
here. Oh my god. Sorry.
Prince Charles visits to Savile Cottage with the ladies in the background. One of the Savile's longtime personals. Savile said that he had first been introduced to the royal family in 1966 by, there's the name I can't say, Lord Louis Mountbatten, the uncle and mentor of Prince Charles. Yes. So just so you know that these are all in Epstein emails. So I firmly believe that, this is why Andrew is laughing. He just came back from the south of France. He's been to Dubai. People think that he's just at the place where Charles gave him. You're wrong. This guy hasn't stopped traveling. He doesn't care. Nothing's going to happen to him, because if he falls, Charles will fall. Charles is way worse than Andrew.
Yeah.
If people, you know what? And
allegedly,
for
legal reasons.
Spoiler alert: Harry is worse than Andrew. Because Harry was putting white pills on women's tongues.
It's not worse. You cannot say it's worse, Paula. You cannot say it's worse.
Touching kids trumps like spiking adults. I'm saying touching kids is above spiking adults.
No.
I wouldn't say it's worse. I would say he's capable of
terrible. I'm talking about Andrew. That Harry's worse than Andrew.
Yeah. But Andrew touched a bunch of kids allegedly.
No, I don't think he was accused of that.
Prince Andrew.
No, he wasn't accused of kids. No, Savile was. I don't know about Epstein was underage girls.
Have you seen the photo with Andrew and the baby?
Yeah, but I don't know what that is. The child.
I get how you're framing it now, Paula. That's fine. Yeah, I get what you're saying. So it's alleged, maybe, possibly.
Okay, Virginia. No. Sorry, Virginia's had 16 years old. Virginia Giuffre, 16. Yep.
That's legal.
It was underage.
That's legal in the UK.
It's legal in the UK. Yeah. So from your point, Paula, I get what you're saying because it's legal here. Yeah, I get exactly what you're saying. But
Mary was caught with an underage teen in 2011.
That's true.
She ended up at the hospital. The royal family covered it up.
That's
She's
true.
the only person that that the palace had made her sign an NDA and has remained silent ever since. Harry was popping white pills in women's mouth, according to the reporter who testified under oath. And because of the ease on how he did it, shows that he was habitually doing it, because you just don't carry those white pills with you and say, "Here, take it."
Yeah, that was wild.
Prince Andrew built a bunker in his house, in his palace.
No, he hasn't. He was just at the south of France. He's been to Dubai.
No, not now. In the Epstein files, I've got I did 3 videos about Epstein. In one of the files, I found how he was doing a bunker, the same as Copperfield did, David Copperfield, because David Copperfield was the first one to do a bunker in Las Vegas. And Epstein copied from him because they were friends. And after, Andrew copied from Epstein. Epstein was doing the bunker for Andrew. The police knows this, all of this. I don't have it today here, but the next day I can give you the file.
Yeah, we're just so you know, just to clarify everything, we're talking about the accusations against Prince Andrew, the situation with Virginia Giuffre, and the fact that, you know, we all know that he's not a cool guy, and we can split hairs, by the way. So Paula, I'm not saying you're wrong or you're right, but we can split hairs all night about the possibilities. And I just want to say to everybody, there's you've seen the Gmail stuff, right? So they've made a YouTube version of the Gmail account, which was obviously all the Jeffrey Epstein stuff, and all of the video footage is being compiled now as if it's a YouTube channel, and you could. It is mad. It's so horrible. Mad. But here's the thing, Ruby. The FBI have a section on their website where they take abuse material. And if let's say somebody's got a weird painting in the background or a unique clock on the wall, they'll just show that unique item and say, hey, does anybody recognize this? And thousands of cases have been solved through that. So when you see on the Epstein footage, the little girls are all covered in black squares, all of this stuff. Why are we not blacking out the children and leaving the celebrities' faces for us all to see? Why are we not outing these people? Why would it not make sense to get these victims justice? Because the footage that made me the most enraged was that little girl crawling through that door she looked like she was wearing a little sailor outfit or something. And you think that it's just Epstein. And then it pans to a table of people, right? Who are those people? Why have they got anonymity at all? It doesn't make any sense. So the only way it makes sense is if everything's being covered up, because this is the way the world works for the elites and the secret cabal of vampiric monsters that seems to want to suck the life force out of all of these children. And there's no other way of putting it. There's no other way of putting it.
I don't understand. The files are out, the names are out, the footage are out. I've seen it, everything, almost everything. And I still don't understand why these people with names and with surnames are not in prison. I really don't understand. And it is out. You can see it. Everyone can see it. We all can have it in our computers, all the information. I have it all here.
Right. I mean,
how is it possible?
Let's give some of them the benefit of the doubt. Okay, let's give all like the milkmen and like the web developers or whatever. But when you've got celebrities saying, hey, can you get me 2 tickets to the PDF party in Paris? And if you and me are in the same room together, is that too many PDFs in the one room? I've got some questions, Woody Allen. That's all I'm saying.
Woody Allen. That was Woody Allen.
Questions, bro.
Yes.
And you know, I'm going to paint you a picture here, right? Do you remember when you were at high school, right? And you would go to a house party, and if like a policeman or a neighbor came to the door, somebody's job was to stall them at the front door so everyone could run out the back door, right?
That was my job.
that is what the war in Iran is. That is what the invasion of Greenland was. That's what the UFO files were. That was because where is everyone? Because apparently Beyonce's moved up the road from Sean Atwood. Freaking Ellen DeGenerate, she's buggered off. Everyone's moving to like Hawaii or the UK. They've all buggered off, mate. I wonder how many of these places that they've went to have extradition laws. What are you saying, Fluffball? You okay? Yeah, you're okay. Because it makes no sense. It doesn't make no sense. And don't get me started on freaking Palm Beach Pete either, because that's just all weird as well. But it's just such a perfect mixture of distraction and like conversion back into conspiracy. I remember going through the pizza scandal, being told I was mad, watching people losing their jobs, watching YouTube channels disappearing. We've been vindicated from that, but we're still circling this.
Yeah, but you may be vindicated in the fact that the people found out the facts, but the channels never came back. They were never brought back.
Correct,
the people
Amando.
who lost their livelihoods, the people who lost their voice, the people who lost their platforms, they didn't get their platforms back. Okay, they've been proven right, but the mainstream media refuses to acknowledge that. If you look at this, they're still refusing to acknowledge it. They just don't talk about it because the way they deal with it is gaslight the public into silence by not talking about it. And people get frustrated. This is where people get frustrated because people say, wait a minute, why aren't they talking about it? And then they dump this other bunch of news that distract you from actually looking at what the issues are. So they keep the news cycle moving so you don't have time to actually process everything.
Right.
And then
Right.
but people don't get their platforms back.
No, we don't get our platforms back. But I mean, here we are. Here is all of the evidence anyone ever needs in all of its glory, staring you in the face. Still, no one's been arrested. No one's been arrested. We don't even know if this guy's unalived or still alive. I've seen a photo of him sitting on a freaking golf cart on his island months after he was unalived. We've got two former FBI agents who've started up a website, and their entire job description was profiling and hunting human transporters. I think if there's anyone who's got the qualifications to have a website and establish whether or not they're looking at credible evidence, it's these two guys, right? And listen, Paul, I was a hard sell on is he alive or not. And bro, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to pull you up a website, okay?
I don't think he's dead. I don't think he's dead.
And listen, we're not going to argue or discuss it in the side chat or get anywhere. I'm just going to show you this website, and then you can make up your own mind. Because did you know about the secret note, Paul, that was in his cell with the picture of the plane and the buildings and the dates? I didn't. It's a bit mad.
Is that website still alive?
Oh yeah, that website is still up, and it is the one place where they have chronologically labeled every piece of evidence that points towards it. If Sarah, are you watching? Sarah, can you help me find?
I don't have that website.
I know. I can't remember the exact name of it. Sarah will be able to pull it up for me though. But she's a goddamn legend. I just can't remember what it freaking is. I just can't remember. I just can't remember what it is.
I got it. I found it.
Oh, you found it? Yeah, Paula, you pull it up.
I have it here. I'll send it to you. I'll put it here. Share screen. Okay, here we go.
That doesn't look like the one.
Well, it's G vacation. Let me see here. Or this one here.
No.
Is it this one here?
That's a YouTube channel, mate. So give me 2 seconds. I'll see if I can find it. Yeah.
I don't know. I thought you were sharing a YouTube channel. That's why I was asking you.
You're saying the Gmail.
Here we go.
No.
EpsteinIsn'tDead.org. Here we go. So this is the website that's been put together by the boys, right? And throughout all of this, you'll see everything's been chronologically labeled. All the evidence can be clicked on, and you can see what's going on. Here's the image. Here. Oh, sorry, Paula. Thank you. Here's the image of Epstein on his island, right at the very back. It's all right, Sarah. I got it, mate. No problem. And you can see all the evidence that's listed down here. I strongly suggest anyone that is written off the Epstein is he alive conspiracy because of AI generated Israeli pictures and all of this goes and has a look at this website. Okay, because trust me, I was one of those guys where I was like, come on. Now, if you, Dr. Ruby, right, were a psychopathic New World Order organization and you wanted to reconspirify the Epstein files, creating a puppet character out of him, such as Palm Beach Pete, okay, is the way to go about it. But do you want to know what's even more twisted, right? Jeffrey Epstein met right after he got his first set of charges. Okay, he wanted to rebrand later in life and met with a YouTube podcasting producers, discussed about how they were going to redesign his image through social media. And then then the interview came out where he was like, oh, you're always the smartest man in the room, Epstein, and all this crap. Would it be out of the picture for the billionaire monster, baby jerky, cabal running evil son of a gun, right, to have went full Saddam Hussein and just had 5 or 6 lookalikes flying around the world doing his business for him? Like if I'm sitting in a business meeting and you're 10 foot at the other side of a table and I'm Epstein and I just look like Epstein, you're going to assume I'm Epstein. And I've got this weird theory that Palm Beach Pete is Epstein, and the Epsteins that we've seen are just the body double Epsteins. Because if you can figure out another way for this man to have done the amount of business globally that he has done without body doubles, I'm willing to hear it. But I'm telling you now, the crown jewel of the Epstein story would be making the public love him as Palm Beach Pete. Facts. And I know it's out there, but you were dealing with Baby Jerky Island crew here. Nothing can possibly be ruled out on the evil chart. As far as if Saddam Hussein can think of doing it, I'm sure he can too. That's all I'm saying.
And Maxwell, do you think she's in prison? What do you think?
I'm so glad you asked. So
no, because her physiognomy is different. She's got like a bigger ears, a bit down, a bigger nose. This part of this is different.
How about this, Ruby? How about find me more than one picture of Maxwell wearing anything but sunglasses recorded anywhere? Because apparently now she needs seeing glasses with a false nose attached to them, with a camera 45 feet at the end of a table that was created in the freaking medieval times. Mad. I'll be honest, I honestly think the Maxwell story is not even over yet. I mean, her dad fell off his yacht. Did he? Did he? It's not like continuing that shit.
Run, sweetie. I have to get going because I have to go up. But I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow for the live. And Ruby, I'll talk to you later, sweetie.
No problemo. Nice to see you, Paula. So yeah, it's bananas. But the Maxwell scenario, the story with her dad, everything, the way that she was handled.
The dad worked with the Mossad, isn't it?
Right? Oh, it's like evil James Bond is what her dad.
There is like it's a chest of peace, no? Like see.
Well, people like to make the
and
argument.
it was her who introduced Epstein to the blackmailing.
Right? Oh man, no? Look, like.
Well, I got so obsessed. With the Epstein files. I got so obsessed. I had nightmares for more than a month. You cannot believe it. Eh? So I was going to sleep like this with the email.
Well, you know, it's crazy, right? So the Sean Atwood, the guy that runs the channel, he's the only man that was named in the Epstein files that was happy to be named in the Epstein files for when he was reporting outside Maxwell's house. And then a friend of ours, Matthew Steeples, big shout out Matthew Steeples, reported that in his news publication, and both of them made it in the Epstein files. So they're the only two people that ended up on the internet going, "Oh, look what we did with you." It was hilarious. But he stood outside there. This was 10 years ago. This wasn't like last week or on the run-up. This was Sean Atwood. This channel is missing about 3,000 YouTube videos, okay? And those YouTube videos will never be seen again. And they were reporting on everything we've just talked about a decade before anyone was talking about it.
And they took them down?
Oh, no, he was legally obligated to take them down.
Obligating.
And that's about all I can say. But legally obligated to remove them. And then what happens a few years later? The Schwepstein files come out. Go figure. So,
you know, Ron, nothing is gonna happen. Nothing is gonna happen.
Well, listen, right? I am a mystical cosmic warrior, and I'm pretty sure at some point I'm going to find the amulet of evil, and me and the amulet into a volcano, and the world will be saved. Okay? Because if the
give one to me, I help you,
bro. If the Epstein files can exist, then my mad theories about evil amulets can exist.
Yeah.
Okay? Because it makes as much sense as the reality of the Epstein files, and the fact
I don't understand.
There's been no.
I think we live in a dystopian reality. That's what I feel sometimes.
Listen, Ruby, were you a fan of the X-Files?
Yeah, of course.
Now, when was the last?
I'm fan of the paranormal. When is the last time that I saw? Not long time
when was
ago.
The last time you even heard a mention of the X-Files? 10 years? 20 years? 25 years ago? Well, it's interesting because they've just re-edited the X-Files movie. No one asked them to do this. And it's about a guy with a ranch who experiments on women and children and animals. Yeah. And it's called Frankenstein. It's a Russian term, but it's Frankenstein, something or other. But the word is like Varanch Frankenstein. It's very interesting choice of words. And when we talk about the conditioning of us as the public, when we talk about the new world order, the cabal, the occults having to give us free will, and our misunderstanding that clicking on a music video or opening a paper or staring at something is you agreeing to whatever it is you're about to see. That is you giving over your free will. You don't realize, but that is how the occult works. And
Agree.
no, I'm not going to say anything about Zorro Ranch or what happened on Zorro Ranch or why the FBI so mishandled Zorro Ranch. But now we've got an X-Files movie being recut that no one asks for, all about a Frankenstein doctor experimenting on people. What?
Do you think it's to divert the interest?
Listen, I think what they're doing is they are admitting to things in the media. And you got to understand, Ruby, you got to take off your doctor hat for a minute and realize your doctor hat. You need to take off the doctor hat for a second.
I'm not the psychologist. Let's go.
You need to put on the fact that I'm a chaos magic using pagan witch, and I know a lot about the occult. Okay, and I could put symbols up in the background of my stuff that would boost the energy and would make me have a better day, or I could put symbols up in the background that weaken people. There's a lot of things that people can do with symbols.
I believe in it. I believe in it.
So when we have the modern social media world, we have celebrities. Think about when you see a movie and someone sits down in a church, they're kneeling down, they light a little candle, they pray. What is the difference between that and sat down in front of Instagram? You're still projecting energy. You're still like seeing these celebrities as deities. All of that's by design. And if you've got 52 million people on Instagram and you get a 40% interaction rate, that's millions of people that you are hooking in with your energy, vampiric, occult nature. And it's very real. It's very, very real. And it's one of the tactics that's used to control us through us giving over our free will and conditioning us to go, well, it's just baby jerky. Can't possibly be real. What do you mean there was 13 seats around a sundial and there's 13 people in a coven? It must all just be coincidence, right? Don't worry about the cannibal restaurant. Don't worry about any of that. Don't worry. Look at Doja Cat or look at Ariana Grande or go home and binge something and, learn about how your kids should transition and how blue hair is cool. That is what they're trying to do with all of it. And all of this is going on whilst they're dividing us and subdividing us and subdividing us until we're all just arguing with each other. If I told you, Ruby, I could end all evil tomorrow if the whole world, 9 billion people, agreed on a new color to paint the lines in the road, we would never agree on a color. We would never agree on a color. We have been bred past resolution as a planet. And
I couldn't agree more with you. No, I couldn't agree more with you what you are saying. I believe what you said about energy. I spend all my life thinking about energy, good energy, bad energy, interactions, subjects, etc., which is nothing to do about psychology.
Don't worry. If anyone's watching this, Ruby has taken off her doctor's cap. We verbally said that earlier. She's allowed to be a person too. Okay.
Yeah, and I believe I think we are in a stimulation or something similar, I believe in the consciousness is out of our body, that we are connected to the universe and to the stars.
Completely, yeah.
So,
I completely agree.
So, and I believe too that there are so many things that because we don't understand them, it doesn't mean that they don't exist or they don't have any explanation for it. It's just simply that nowadays we can't understand. That's it.
And do you know what? Do you know what's so crazy is our need to understand, right? Because people are very happy when it comes to the three religions to have blind faith. Okay, when it's within a religious book, it's fine. But if I tell you I believe in fairies, right? People will think I'm crazy. Okay, because science can't explain it. And it's this modern world's obsession with I need 3 different versions of I need the man to come and explain it to me, metaphorically speaking. And it drives me bananas because the mystical things of this world are the most subtle that you'll ever experience. And we have been categorically trained and groomed over millennia, okay, to think that if we acknowledge these gifts or talk about them, that we'll be burnt at a stake. Okay, that's basically what happened. All right. And Yeah, it's a wonderful, magical world full of lots of lost knowledge. But don't think these are gifts. You are capable of all of these things the same way as you are capable of blinking. It's just you believe in blinking. You know that when you
I
say
agree.
it's going to
I
work, right?
agree with you. I don't think reality is reality. I think we create reality.
Yeah, that I'm down with the whole collective unity and manifestation of the world, and that they've actually proven this, Ruby. When I think it was Chicago, they done a set meditation group. I think it was 60 of them in a
It's
circle
true.
in
It's true.
Chicago, right? And they said we were
Mm.
going to lower violent crime over the summer. And the chief of police said it will take 12 inches of snow in the middle of the summer to lower violent crime. And they lowered violent crime. And the only thing that was different was this collective thought process. Now, Dr. Ruby,
Yeah.
is it interesting that when we see statues of religious people bleeding, right, the ones that can never be explained are in some crazy little Brazilian village where their
Yeah.
whole life is their faith and their belief and their will and their intent in it is so much greater than, say, not the civilized, but the developed Western world. It's a different belief, man, when you are in one of these small tribes.
Because
And
if you just think with the right side of your brain, which is the rational side, which the 90% of people think of,
yeah,
no, with the rational side of all of these mysticisms that we are saying get lost because you can rationalize it. So
yep,
you can say, for instance, oh no, how can they be aliens? It's impossible because the light speed is that and the distance is this, so it's gonna be even impossible.
right,
And you say, okay, but you are talking about the light speed that you have created in a physics, no, that you have
right,
discovered in our physics, but there are quantum physics
right.
that we
It's
just discovered, and we
right,
don't know what it is. We don't know. And we don't know if there are more other physics that are quantic. Even we don't know what is this. We don't know what is consciousness. We don't know what is reality. We don't know where are our neurons. We don't know what is our brain. We don't have
right.
any notions of the brain or the universe of the connection. And we don't, when I have conversations with other people, they tell me, oh, but the physics say this. And I say, oh my God.
Can I show you
This
something?
conversation. Yes.
I'm going to show you something, right? Since you said quantum, right? They recently photographed two quantum particles in synchronicity with each other. And I want you to tell me how in the God's
Beautiful.
this is possible.
Oh,
Because
it's a yin and yang.
that is the yin and yang symbol. That is two quantum particles under a microscope. So I want to go back in time and meet the Chinese dude, right? Because we know it was a Chinese dude, okay, who wrote down the yin yang because he was smoking something mad, okay, to have come up with it. You don't that is a we all know that symbol. It became a cliche when I was a teenager. I had like one of the black cord necklaces with the little yin yang on it, listening to Nirvana with my denim jacket with the sleeves cut off and the patches. As a 14-year-old thing, I was awesome. But that, like, if you had one chance to go back in history, and fair enough, we'll have to go and take out Hitler. Like, that's the only right answer, right? But once you've taken out Hitler, you're going back and asking this guy. You're going back and asking this guy in China where he got this design from. Because the quantum sciences, the quantum computing is going to be the next big thing. Because I'll tell you
the artificial intelligence that we are developing now is going to give us the answer. I am sure. I'm pretty sure that technology and science go together.
It's one thing when you know Google's listening and you're like, oh, this cat food's good. And then you start seeing adverts for the cat food. But when I'm thinking things, Ruby, when I'm thinking things that I haven't typed and I haven't said out loud, and then AI is producing things with little things I've thought about, I'm like, what is this 6G? And where is my brain? Where is my brainwaves going? And listen, we're getting way out there with this. But I just wanted to listen. It's fun to kind of wrap us up on a less stressful and traumatic, a little bit of quantum science, a little bit of like perhaps there's more to all of this. I mean,
we found something in common. It's nice.
Right? Listen, we've got a lot in common when it comes to these monsters and the fascination of why they do these things. Because Ruby, I'm no expert, but the subcategory of serial killer and PDF file that have they're no different than me. Like normal childhood, normal upbringing. No one dropped them on their head. No one touched them. It's just I'm into gaming online and they're into like murdering people or abusing people. Fascinating, right? I've spent my whole time on YouTube interviewing multiple I've interviewed a few serial killers that are locked up. I've interviewed multiple predators.
I
And
love it. I love it. I love it.
I just love knowing how to identify the warning signs in the wild, because you learn nothing about the lion in the zoo, Ruby. You learn nothing from the predator in a cage. You see the PDF files in prison and they're like, oh, I'm changed. I'm sorry. You're not changed and you're not sorry. You're not.
But it serves you in the day-to-day life, no?
Say that again?
It serves you in the day-to-day life. I remember long time ago, a person told to me, came a friend that I didn't see from a long time and started talking to me. I asked him one question. He didn't care. He was talking about himself all the time. Anyways, at some point, my friend told me, Ruby, why don't you tell her about your YouTube channel? And I said to him, what about? No, tell him that you have a YouTube channel. Maybe he can help you. And I said to him, I don't want him to know anything about me. I'm like, why? Why not? I don't want that person to know anything about me, any information, any emotion, anything at all. And I said to him, if you want, I can explain to you why, but you are not going to understand, that you have, that your friend is a psychopath. I just know that your friend is a psychopath. I've seen 2,000 psychopaths, so this guy is not entering in my life, sorry.
Yeah, I get it. And identifying the warning signs, especially when even just in a social factor from psychopathy and narcissism, is a must as well.
It's crucial. It's crucial. You need to protect yourself.
I agree. And listen, I hate to just throw this out there, but women especially, okay? Like, I just want to point this out. I don't know if this is real, but one second. This was an amazing product. Testing. That I've seen. I'm hoping it's real. Yeah, here we go. So you can now buy little stickers that you can put onto your nails, ladies, and then dip your finger in your drink. And if the color of the sticker changes color, you've been spiked. And I think this is one of the best things I've ever seen. This will detect GHB, which is the common...
That's very nice.
Date R-word drug. Go and give them a Google. Go and have a look out for them somewhere. But this was the best discreet. Like, you're not having to put like a little thing over your... Which, by the way,
I love it.
Everywhere. If you're an establishment that has ever had anyone, male or female, spiked in your establishment, you should only be serving drinks in those sippy cups with the straws that come out the top that you buy in Vegas, right? Because you get one chance, man. You get one chance. But this was. It
happened to me.
Oh, really? That's horrific.
Something in a drink in London when I was living in London. Yeah,
that's horrific, man.
I don't want to tell what happened or what
no, of course,
happened.
No, of course not. Don't worry.
But it was very clear. Was good. Afterwards, it was all very clear. Someone put in my drink. So it happened to women. It happened.
Oh yeah. Do you know there's not even a demographic anymore for these monsters. It's mainly women, okay? But guys, I'm just extending this to you as well, okay? Especially if you're a gay dude, okay? Or a bi dude, or just a dude that hangs out in gay bars or gay friendly bars or anything like that. Even if you're just a regular dude, you're in a regular bar, just be wary.
Really careful, yeah. Be careful.
Because it's just a madness. But listen, Dr. Ruby, it's been an absolute freaking pleasure meeting you this evening. And I can tell you now, I'm going to make sure when this uploads as a video, when people see this going out as a video, there'll be a subscribe button and your channel will be everyone that's watching this, if you've made it to the end, you're watching this back, make sure you go and subscribe to Paula and also to Babz and to Dr. Ruby and to myself. And listen, I'm going to have to decompress now. It's 11:10. So in the next 20 minutes, I'm going to put a live up on my channel. I might pull some oracle cards for everybody because we enjoy doing that over on my channel. Ron's a bit of a psychic boy. Do you know what I'm saying? And yeah, come and join us. We're going to have a good time. So if you want to do that, the link's in the description. Thank you, Dr. Ruby, for being here. It's been wonderful meeting you. And we'll definitely see you again because, your insight's been great. And yeah,
I want to say that it's been a pleasure to me to be in your channel. A real pleasure. I've been following you for a long time, so
wow. Right.
I'm very happy.
Thank you so much. Well, look, it's
Thank you.
it's great to meet you. And listen, one more time, I will let you guys just have the awesomeness that is my new puppy, Little Storm, long-haired, all white German Shepherd. I mean, it doesn't get any better.
It's so
I mean,
beautiful.
look at the length of his legs, man. He's freaking massive.
I
Tell you what, though, you realize quickly how manky your carpet is when you get a white dog who's lying on the floor all day, and you're like, shit, I need to rent a Vax because there's an ecosystem in my carpet. So yeah, listen, thank you so much, Dr. Ruby. Thank you to Paula. Thank you to Babz. Thank you to the mod. Thank you to everyone at home. You're all legends. Oh, Babz is saying our power's still off. Yeah, it just followed up with a smiley face. It's so weird. Yeah, at least they just cut the power this time. Look both ways when you cross the road. So yeah, listen, and all I'm saying is me and Paula and Babz exposed a certain gentleman, and it turned out that that gentleman had connections to Babz, and then 2 weeks later, Babz was hit with a car. So I'm not saying, right, there's conspiracy here, but there's, we're on to something, okay? So that's a fun little one for you, Ruby. That's a fun little one for you to think about. But it was crazy because the links were directly to the person that we spoke about with Soho House, and it's wild. It's wild. But look, thank you for being here. Great to see you.
Thank you.
Great to see you again. And listen, thank you everyone at home. Give us one last like and share before you can, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you all. Peace.
Thank you.